minor leagues and rehabbing, and you got high hopes for them. I think that the fact is we all are demanding a lot of stuff from Richard Fitz and Sean Newcomb. Well, they wouldn't have been on the team had the rotation been healthy. So I thought Fitz battled. He's not throwing as hard, and whether or not that's the cold or grip or whatever, but I think he's better when he's 95, 96. Who wouldn't be? Yeah, he made some pitches, but he just left too many sliders over the plate, and I thought there were too many two-strike mistakes. I think 5 of the 6 runs last night scored with 2 strikes, and 4 of them with 2 outs. So, they just didn't finish at-bats, and it was just one of those nights at Fenway.
I was looking at the Blue Jays lineup today and saw that Davis Schneider's in it. He's batting 6th and playing second base. And I remembered that amazing start he got off to when he got called up in 23. It was the best start I think any player's ever had in terms of home runs and hits and various things. He carried that into the next season for the first couple weeks and then went on to just have a dreadful, dreadful season. And I was thinking about that, Will, and thinking about the start that Rafael Devers got off to this year and how he quickly turned that around and just how weird baseball can be sometimes, you know what I mean? Because Toronto, they were really pumped up about Davis Schneider. They thought he was the future of that team, and this year he barely made the roster.
Well, it started here. I mean, his debut was at Fenway Park, and he launched one onto Lansdowne in his first at-bat.
Off Paxton, right?
Which is about the coolest at-bat you could ever have to start your major league career. Look, here's the thing about it. Hitting is super hard. I think people are going to start to watch this Netflix show and say what you will about last year's team or any of the editorial choices that were made. I think the number one most important takeaway of it is to get in the head of players and understand how hard it is, how this is just a game driven by failure, and how often people go home and they sit alone in their apartments or their houses and they think about how they're just losing it and how it might just be slipping away from them forever. And then they stand in the next night against 100 miles an hour that's moving 2 feet away from them. And it's just, this is a really, really hard game to play. So, Devers, I think even he would admit, I think Alex Cora would tell you, he was not ready to start the season for one reason or another, whether it was the shoulders, the lack of spring training at bats, whatever. I mean, he just was not ready to hit the ground running. But the thing about Devers that's so crazy is that he's an absolute freak of nature, where physically it's sort of like Vlad Guerrero's dad, where these guys, their hand-eye coordination is so good that they do damage on stuff that other human beings cannot do. And so therefore, I think they get rewired in a way where it's like, well, I can swing at bad pitches. I've hit them for home runs all the time. And that's really a difficult way to make your living, but they're so freakishly talented they can do it. But that can get out of hand with Rafi at times, where he just expands a little bit and his swing gets long, and he says, well, I've done it before, I'll do it again. The thing about Devers is that he's not swinging at nearly as many pitches out of the zone as he did in years past. And so even as he was, 0 for 21 with 16 strikeouts to start the year, the underlying stuff was encouraging. And that sounds stupid, but I think it's borne out now that he started to hit, where he's swinging at strikes. And you think about the bases loaded walk the other day that tied the game in the 9th inning. He's really got a good feel for the zone. So again, as I said to you yesterday, the weather is sort of an outlier. You can't predict anything for any hitter, but he looks really good right now.
Yeah, and Vlad Sr., you're right. I think he hit a home run off a ball in the dirt once. He could do anything. You mentioned the documentary, The Clubhouse, A Year with the Red Sox, out on Netflix. It dropped very, very late last night. You're all over it, by the way. I'm in it for like a second, but you're all over the thing. It's a baseball documentary, but it's not like a baseball documentary. You know what I mean? It's very much like a character study, I think, of a lot of what I've seen so far anyway, just in the first couple episodes. I haven't finished it yet, but what's your take on it so far?
I think we knew that, right? I mean, and that's why the Red Sox were willing to open the doors, even in a year where they were, predicted to finish last and didn't have high aspirations on the field. This is more about the guys playing the game. And, it's about their manager, Alex Cora, and his humanity. It's obviously a lot about Jarren Duran, who's making national headlines with the admissions that he made. It certainly is about Tristan Casas and the eccentric figure that he is. I love the stuff about Wilyer Abreu and Cedar Rafaela and Brian Bayo. I mean, I think people will really sort of be interested in the behind-the-scenes stuff on Bayo, like what he's doing between innings, inside the Red Sox clubhouse, stressing about pitches and plays not made behind him and all this stuff. So, my takeaway is that, Christian, I feel really lucky to travel around with this team and to build the relationships with these guys that I have. And I think I am in a pretty unique situation and position in my life to talk about the lifestyle that they live and what this life is like for them. Now, I'm not standing in a batter's box. I'm not getting booed. I'm not getting talked about on sports talk radio other than by Chris Curtis. But I mean, I'm sort of on an island. I don't have to deal with the struggles and the failures that these guys do. It's a real thing where you're under a microscope every single day. So I thought they did a really good job of that. And look, as you said, I was interviewed at length for this thing, and I thought long and hard about Duran and Casas and Cora and the legacy of the Red Sox. There's a beautiful tribute to Joe Castig in the final episode of the series. I just think that it makes me even further appreciate what these guys are going through, because I know a lot of them very well, but I'm not in their apartments with them at night. I'm not in the clubhouse after a 4-strikeout night. And I really loved being able to get that perspective. And I think, I know it will for me. I think it informs the way that I will talk about this game. I mean, anyone who listens to our games on the radio knows that I'll be critical of a play or a bad, mental error, but I'm never going to criticize the player. I'm just not. Like, this game is too hard, and I'm not in any position sitting up here in a heated room, 300 feet from home plate to say, he should have done this, he should have done that, that was terrible, what's wrong with him? That's not my place. And I think I'm even more sort of certain that that's the right way to do it, having watched this show and learned even more of the internal struggles these guys go through day in and day out.
All right, that's the voice of Will Fleming. He will have the call of the game with Lenny DiNardo tonight after he gets his Doug Mirabelli police escort over to the booth. So thank you very much, Will.
We got to get the dude a security detail.
We
really
definitely do.
Just bully it through the fans and get him up here in the booth.
Very good. All right, we look forward to the call of the game, Will. Thanks.
Thanks, Christian.
All right, let's pause 10 seconds now for station identification on the WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
All right, coming up next, Will Fleming, who you just heard, is going to sit down with Alex Cora, presented by your New England Ford dealers. I'm Christian Arcand, and this is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
This season, let your shoes do the talking. Designer Shoe Warehouse is packed with fresh styles that speak to your whole vibe without saying a word. From cool sneakers that look good with everything, to easy sandals you'll want to wear on repeat, DSW has you covered. Find a shoe for every hue from the brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, New Balance, and more. Head to your DSW store or visit DSW.com today.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another, and don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation, but then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Mom, what happens at the end of Goldilocks?
Well, the bears were too nice to kick Goldilocks out, but they wanted her to find her own place. So they told her about Redfin.
But I thought...
Redfin updates its listings every 2 minutes and gives personalized recommendations. So Goldilocks found something that was just right for her.
And lived happily ever after?
Yep, in a cute house by the beach, with no bears.
Download the Redfin app to get started. Equal Housing Opportunity, CADRE, number 01521930.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Transforming your land with a John Deere compact tractor is as easy as connect, latch, load, haul, spread. Cutting grass is as simple as roll, click, mow. Box blading is as effortless as hook, lock, grade. And backhoeing is as convenient as turn around, switch, dig. Because when you've got the versatility to tackle just about any job and dealer support in your own backyard, you just have to get in the seat. Find the right compact tractor for you at johndeere.com.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Moms, dads, are you the parent of a student athlete? Do you want to know how to get the most out of youth sports? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise an aspiring athlete. It's not simple, but we talk straight and give you the best insight there is when it comes to youth sports. We'll cover everything from nutrition and training to mental toughness and teamwork. It's a podcast you can listen to together with your kids so everyone can benefit. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is Alex Cora. You are listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
This is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Nice to have you with us here tonight, Red Sox fans. And before every game, we interview Red Sox manager Alex Cora. Alex Cora on WEEI is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 48 years and the official truck of the Boston Red Sox. With Alex Cora, here is Will Fleming.
On a frigid evening with the manager of the Red Sox, Alex Cora, this is not baseball weather, Alex. I want to start here because there were a couple times last night, we'll get into Connor. David Hamilton running to second, looked like he grabbed at his hamstring. As a manager, as someone who cares so much about your players, these kinds of days, I would imagine your most important concern is getting out of town healthy.
No, that's important. Of course, we want to win the ball game, but at the same time, we have to pay attention to the players, right? And we're doing okay, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough the rest of the week, The next 3 days here are going to be challenging, and then Chicago, it will be the same. But like I always said, and this is more than cold, to be honest with you, but we don't complain of the weather in October, right? So why complain of the weather in April?
I think people are getting their first look at this Netflix special, and one of the things that I think will be a big takeaway is the lifestyle of a ball player and how hard it is, how much of a grind it is, how much they take with them onto the field and off the field. And this is just another one of those things, right? You're in Florida for 8 weeks. It's beautiful and warm, and now you got to find a way to get your body ready when it's this cold.
Yeah, it's a challenge, and it's a challenge every day. It can be 30 degrees or 85 or 95. There's always new on the life of a ball player, and hopefully people can actually appreciate what they do, what organizations go through, and it should be fun. I'm not going to watch it till November, but it should be fun.
Yeah, right. You brushed this off yesterday saying you knew when Tito pinch hit with you, you didn't like it, but your instincts are on full display in this series. Pinch hitting for Willie right the day before his grandmother's going to die. You have a feeling about a Massa home run in New York. Seriously, has that just been something you've always had a knack for?
I think it's you look at the matchups and it makes sense, right? With Willie, that was going to be a tough matchup for T.O. Yeah. And he was actually our best matchup. So some of the things I said, honestly, I was playing for the camera, why not say this? They're like, I think I did some play-by-play. I don't know if it's on it.
You can have my job anytime you want.
You're like, here we go. Man at first, no outs. Willie. I was just joking sometimes. But like I said, hopefully, the things that came out, show who we are, right, as people. I know one of the beat writers already said that I said they were negative. I'm like, well, maybe not. I don't know. But it's something that we opened the doors, and I think there's a lot of positives out of it. Starting with Jaron, I think, like I said up there, we're saving lives. He's saving lives. Just being open about it, and we're very proud of him. We're very proud of his family too, and whatever we can do to help people, we're here for them. And obviously we've seen the growth of Jaron since the inside the park homer by Tapia, right, the Sun Bowl, and then yesterday getting 3 hits or whatever it was, playing hard as he always does, and it should be fun. The feedback so far has been good, so we'll see.
You grew up as a kid idolizing Roberto Clemente, and upstairs you just said that you think because of his openness, Jaron should be your nominee for the Clemente Award. I've started to get to know him much better. You've had a long-standing relationship with him. The thing that stands out to me, Alex, we all make mistakes. We're all human. You're so open about that. But he wants to be better. He strives to be better. He is his own hardest critic.
Yeah, he is. And sometimes you have to make sure he knows that he needs to slow down, right? Like pedal to metal, yeah, it's great for him. But sometimes you have to ease into things, And throughout the years, I've been watching him from afar, and up close now. And, man, he's such a good kid. He's such a dynamic player. I saw him play in Puerto Rico. The country was in lockdown, because of COVID. No fans. And he was playing as hard as anybody in that league, And he ended up going to the Caribbean Series, and he did an amazing job. And that's where I was like, you know what? That's special, and I have the privilege to manage him on a daily basis, to be with him on a daily basis, and it's a joy.
How about Connor? What's the latest report? We know there's a fracture there, but how long? What's it look like for Wong?
Yeah, it's a very small one, so we're gonna take it week by week. Hopefully, he comes back sooner rather than later. He's in good spirits. Obviously, it was a tough night for him on the diamond, and also his alma mater, lost in the national championship game.
And your bracket blew up. You were ready to take them all.
And we were up by 12, but it is what it is. But no, all kidding aside, it's part of 162. We'll take the negative and we turn it into a positive. He'll be ready to go, and he's going to be a big part of this.
It felt like Carlos Narvaez, even before the injury, was sort of forcing the issue, maybe begging for more playing time. Do you feel good with him as sort of your lead catcher now?
We do. But we got to help him. He's a rookie catching in the AL East, and, there's challenges that present in this division on a nightly basis. And we got Tech, we got Parker, we got a good group, and we're going to help him as much as possible. Like I told them today, Blake and Carlos, the priority is to lead this group, the pitching group. You know, the offensive part of it, great. You know, we love it. You can add that, whatever. But our main goal is to prevent runs, and they have to help us.
How about that with a guy like Crochet, who's such a luxury to have on the mound every 5 days? How long do you think it will take Carlos to learn all of the pitchers on this staff?
I think we did a good job in spring training, catching him with all of them. But I think what happens here, right, in the dugout, in the clubhouse, in the hotel, conversations, you know, Detroit is going through the same thing with Rogers, right? And Skubal pitched 6 scoreless innings today. So at the end of the day, they make decisions on the mound. You know, we make suggestions with the buttons, and they make decisions. And we're going to be prepared. You know, the guys are going to get used to it, and we're going to be okay.
How about the bullpen overall? It's been such a tough stretch. You guys thinking about making additional moves to kind of give yourself some more innings in the pen?
Yeah, we got Wink here, which is important. He has more than 60 pitches if needed. We've seen it before. He can be dominant. The one thing, talking to him, is like, hey, come here and contribute. Don't try to impress people. We know who you are. Get people out, and we move on. You know, and if he can do that, he'll be here for a while.
Last thing, you know, we're sitting in your home dugout, and one of the things about this show that's so fun is watching all your conversations with Ramon, with Andrew, with Pete, with all of the people on your staff. How fun is it for you to come in here every night and do the thing you love the most with a lot of guys you trust?
No, I love it. I love it. This is fun. Just trying to coach people is amazing. Trying to maximize their talent is a challenge, but it's fun. And that's what we try to do. I want Sedan Rafaela to go 4 for 4 every night. And at the same time, I want Willie Abreu to go 4 for 4 every night. I'm pulling for them. I know they're pulling for me. And it's a big family. It's a great family. Like I said, I'm glad people are watching and they see it. And now they understand how this operates, you know. But like I said up there, upstairs, you know, from my end, I'm staying in the moment. You know, that was last year. I promise you, I won't watch it till November. That's the promise I made to my family. I want no feedback, no texting from my family about it. We're here in 25, and we have a job to do, and the goal is to make it to the playoffs and win the World Series.
Well, that's fine. I won't tell you then. You come off as a genius manager. So thank you so much, and good luck tonight.
Thank you, Will.
That was Alex Cora with our own Will Fleming here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. By the way, you can watch the pregame show on Twitch. Just follow WEEI. It's brought to you by Subaru. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Still to come, we have got the scoreboard. We've got the lineups. We've got the lock of the night. That's all coming up next on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at NissanUSA.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
I'm Jordan Robinson, host of the new podcast, The Women's Hoop Show. Each episode, I'll be joined by a rotating group of women's basketball experts to talk WNBA, college hoops, the new Unrivaled League, and the shifting landscape of the sport. The game is growing, and so are we. Listen to and follow the Women's Hoop Show and Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Grill it, fry it, or bake it. tender boneless chicken now on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Hey, it's Joe. Today through Thursday, pick up value pack all-natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast or thighs for just $2.47 a pound when you use the digital coupon Limit 2. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals and earn points on every purchase. Short on time? Order ahead for free curbside pickup or get delivery. Hurry in and save on boneless chicken. Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Welcome back. This is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Christian Arcan. Red Sox and the Blue Jays in Game 2 of this 4-game set. And now it's time for the Herb Chambers starting lineups. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars. We help people buy them. On the Red Sox side, leading off is Jarren Duran in left field, followed by Rafael Devers DHing and Alex Bregman at third. Rob Refsnyder in the cleanup spot in right field, going against the lefty Easton Lucas. You have Trevor Story batting fifth at shortstop. Christian Campbell patrolling second base in the 6th hole. Romy Gonzalez will be after him at first, followed by Carlos Narvaez catching and Ceddanne Rafaela batting ninth in center field. Over on the Toronto side, Bo Bichette leading off, the shortstop, followed by first baseman Vlad Guerrero Jr. In the 3-hole is Anthony Santander, who's DHing George Springer, who killed the Red Sox last night and really kills them every time he plays them. In right field, Ernie Clement will bat fifth, the third baseman. He was a Gold Glove runner-up last year. Davis Schneider, who I was just talking about with Will Fleming, in the lineup tonight. He will bat sixth and play second base. Miles Straw in center field, followed by the catcher Tyler Heineman. And in the 9 slot, Alan Roden, the left fielder behind the starting pitcher, Easton Lucas. Time now for a look at the Subaru scoreboard. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. There's one final to tell you about already, and that's the Detroit Tigers, who have been really hot lately. They smoked the Yankees 5-0, thanks in large part to 3 home runs in the 4th inning. Spencer Torkelson, Zach McKinstry, and Dylan Dingler, all with home runs off Carlos Carrasco. As the Tigers take this one, they improve to 5-0 in Detroit. Some games in progress to tell you about as well. Runs at a premium in Cleveland between the Guardians and the White Sox. They're in the top of the 9th inning. That game is scoreless. Each team with 2 hits, no runs. Then in Citi Field, it's the opposite of that right now. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Mets leading the Marlins by a score of 9-5, and they're continuing to threaten right now with the bases loaded and 2 outs, looking to add to their 4-run lead. Still to come tonight, a 6:40 start time between the Pirates and Cardinals. They'll be getting underway here in about 15 minutes. Paul Skeens and Sonny Gray is the pitching matchup there. We have the Dodgers and the Nationals at 6:45. Justin Robleski and Brad Lord are your starters there. Kyle Hendricks and Shane Baz will be the starters for Los Angeles and Tampa Bay, respectively, when they get underway at 7:05 down at George Steinbrenner Field. Philadelphia visiting Atlanta at 7:15. The Twins and the Royals get underway at 7:40. Same start time for Texas and the Chicago Cubs. The Rockies will host the Brewers at 8:40. The Diamondbacks getting a visit from Baltimore at 9:40. Also a 9:40 start time in Seattle between Houston and the Mariners. Framber Valdez and Luis Castillo, your starters in that one. A 9:45 start time in San Francisco for the Giants and the Reds. And the last game of the night, as usual, is the Oakland A's hosting the San Diego Padres. Dylan Cease and Jeffrey Springs are your starters there. And now it's time for the lock of the game, presented by InterlockMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again. Lock of the game, I'm going to say both pitchers hit their overs on strikeouts. If you happen to be looking around the gambling apps right now, Garrett Crochet's over-under on strikeouts, 6.5. Easton Lucas's over-under is 3.5. Based on how cold it is out there, I'd go over for both of those guys. And that's all she wrote. I'm Christian Arcand. This has been the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. First pitch is coming your way next, right here on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Some people play by the rules, but the real game changers break them. I'm Soraya, and on Rule Breakers, we're talking to the risk takers, the rebels, and the ones rewriting the playbook. Follow and listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do your pipes suffer from low D? Low D is when your pipes aren't draining properly and things get stuck, causing a backup. Don't wait to get things flowing again. Go to drainsbyjames.com and get your pipes unclogged and feeling free again. Whether it's drain cleaning, water jetting, camera inspection, or pipe lining repair, Drains by James is available 24/7 at drainsbyjames.com. Low D can be serious if not treated right away. Drains by James. They give a poop about your pipes.
Town Fair Tire is New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, it's Lou Merlone, and while I can tell you firsthand Ortho Laser New England healed my elbow pain, let's hear from someone more qualified on how they've redefined orthopedic care. Dr. Scott Sigmund, board-certified orthopedic surgeon and founder of Ortho Laser.
Thanks, Lou. I founded Ortho Laser to provide a safer alternative to opioids and medications using the proven healing power of laser therapy. Ortho Laser delivers painless relief without needles or side effects. Whether you're recovering from surgery, healing an injury, or managing chronic pain, our state-of-the-art laser works naturally with your body to accelerate recovery. We are surgeon-driven, patient-focused, and partnered with the top orthopedic specialists in the country. Our mission is simple: to help you move better and live your life pain-free once again.
Thanks, Dr. Sigmund. If pain is slowing you down, do what I did and relieve your pain with Ortho Laser New England. Locations in Dedham, Chelmsford, and Nashua, New Hampshire. Online at ortholaserne.com.
Come visit CCL Homescape Showroom in Abington this year to experience our state-of-the-art kitchen showroom. At CCL Homescapes, our design team listens, understands your family's needs, and stays on the pulse of trends. We work with you to create a beautiful and efficient space that your family will enjoy for years to come. Our showroom is open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday. Go to cclco.com to learn more about how we can create the kitchen of your dreams. cclco.com.
Grab a front row seat to a Boston Bruins game throughout the 2024-25 season and be part of the hard-hitting action at TD Garden as the celebration continues this season. From marquee matchups to original six face-offs, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. Don't wait to secure your spot to all of the excitement and visit bostonbruins.com/tickets to get your tickets now. And listen to The Greg Hill Show on WEEI all season long for your chance to score tickets to a game.
This is Red Sox baseball.
Can you believe it?
On the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And the left field, adios. Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over. And the Red Sox win on a wall double by Devers. Jump on his back, fellas, the Red Sox win.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. There's a lot to love about the trusted 2025 Subaru Forester. Find yours at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
And Hideo Nomo has pitched a no-hitter.
Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
Devers is homered in 5 straight.
Buy cars for kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks. Official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Strike 3, a no-hitter. 23-year-old Clay Buchholz has no-hit the Baltimore Orioles.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Duran will score.
Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Way back. Grand slam.
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. C&S Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone. Into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. The Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners. Boston's premier retirement planning specialist. Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Battle won by House.
McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Northern Bank, your partner for growth.
Here's the throw. Roberts dives, and he is safe.
And by Verizon Wireless, the network Boston relies on.
Goodbye, Christian Campbell.
Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming and Lenny DiNardo.
On an absolutely frigid Tuesday night, we welcome you to Fenway Park, where the Red Sox welcome the Toronto Blue Jays for Game 2 of a 4-game series. This is as cold as I can ever remember Fenway Park being. We'll start in the 30s. Massive wind gusts expected throughout the night, and the Sox and the Blue Jays trying to stay thawed out in the second game of this 4-game series. Toronto won the opener. They come in a 3-way tie atop the American League East with the Red Sox and the Yankees, both ball clubs at 6 up and 5 down. Tonight, the Red Sox will turn the ball for the third time to their newfound ace, Garrett Crochet. He makes his Fenway debut, and he'll be opposed by the second-year pitcher, Easton Lucas, the left-hander for the Toronto Blue Jays. Crochet have to feel like he's got major adrenaline going on, even in spite of the cold out in the Fenway bullpen. He will pitch in front of a sparse crowd on a Tuesday chilly night for the first time here at Fenway Park. The Red Sox had their 5-game winning streak snapped last night as they will welcome the Blue Jays here in sort of a Torontonian feeling environment here at Fenway Park. And in a moment, we'll get you the starting lineups. We'll set the scene here. But time now for our national anthems, brought to you by BuildSubmarines.com.
Presenting the colors this evening are members of the Wareham High School JROTC. Joining the Red Sox on the field are Anthem All-Stars from the South Boston Junior Nike RBI program. And now, here to perform the Canadian Anthem is a graduate of Boston University's College of Fine Arts. From Needham, Massachusetts, please welcome Barbara Green.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you. And now, here to perform our national anthem is a collaborative group from Emmanuel College, Massachusetts College of Art and Design, Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, Simmons University, and Wentworth Institute of Technology. Please welcome the Colleges of the Fenway Chorus.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
What a beautiful job by the Colleges of Fenway Chorus on an absolutely frigid Fenway night. The national anthems, plural, brought to you by BuildSubmarines.com, where you'll find stable, sustaining, skilled trades careers, helping bring the next generation of U.S. Navy submarines to life. We build giants because it takes one to build one. Lenny DiNardo is alongside for the second time. And Lenny, the Red Sox, one of those nights, cold, rainy, damp. They didn't get much going offensively. The Blue Jays take the opener, but it sure feels good to try to turn it around with the big left-hander Garrett Crochet on the mound.
Yeah, last night kind of felt like a death by 1,000 paper cuts. Not a lot went well for the Red Sox, but you're right. Having Garrett Crochet on the mound with that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, that cutter right behind it, if he can use the frigid temperatures to his advantage and really use that cutter and that fastball like the boogeyman on the inside corner against these guys, we're going to see a lot of broken bats, not a lot of confident swings, and that's hopefully the plan today.
I can tell you're a quick study because I saw you on TV. You had this beautiful blue and pink blazer on, and you've dressed down for radio. You put the pullover on, which is a very smart and veteran play.
This is easier to use while running from one side of the ballpark. It's a little bit more streamlined, I should say, but I'll use the jacket for TV, and I'll use this nice sporty thing for radio.
I swear to God, we need to just get you like a security detail to get you from the Truly deck in the Nesson studio out here.
They would just slow me down.
A dead sprint. I think Lenny could still post a very good 60-yard dash. The umpires are marching down the third base line. A couple of changes for the Red Sox and some transactional news. Connor Wong did fracture his left pinky finger last night on the swing through, so he's on the injured list. And up to take his place on the roster for the Red Sox is Blake Sabol. So the Red Sox will go with Carlos Narvaez as their primary catcher. They feel good about that, and we'll see about Sabol here tonight and going forward. Otherwise, Robert Stock is back down into the minor leagues, and Josh Winkowski is here, a man that Red Sox fans very familiar with over the last several seasons. The starting lineups are brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Bo Bichette will lead it off. He had a huge opening double to begin the game last night. He's the shortstop, and he leads off. And then Vlad Guerrero Jr., who loves Fenway Park, he bats second, and he's at first base. Anthony Santander did not look comfortable at the plate last night. He bats third. He's the DH. The right fielder, George Springer, Man, he had a 4-hit night last night. He cleans up, and he's in right field. Ernie Clement, the third baseman, bats fifth. Davis Schneider, really cold to start this season, but he has great memories of Fenway Park. He debuted here, launched a homer in his first at-bat at Fenway, and he is at second base for John Schneider, the Blue Jay manager, and he bats sixth. Miles Straw, the longtime Houston Astros, in center field, batting seventh. Tyler Heineman, their backup catcher, he catches, and he bats eighth. And then Alan Rodin, left-handed hitter, he's in left field, and he bats ninth. They'll see Garrett Crochet in his third Red Sox start. He got his first Sox win his last time, utterly dominant, snapping a losing streak in Baltimore, and he makes his first Fenway start tonight. In some ways, Lenny, it's a shame that Garrett will not pitch for the first time in this ballpark in front of a packed house, because you know this fan base is so ready to embrace him.
Yeah, and you can tell by if you looked at social media when they signed him, first of all, and then second when they extended him. This is what Red Sox fandom needed. They needed the number one starter, and he's the prototypical guy that you want to hand the ball to when you need a win. He's got extremely deep in the last game, 8 innings, 8 Ks, went right after the hitters, and hopefully we see a lot more of that this season.
He told us that was the first time he'd pitched 8 innings since he was in college at Tennessee, and it had been a long time, and not even close to 8 innings since then. Meantime, for Alex Cora's Red Sox, they too come in at 6 and 5, and they will lead it off as always with Jaron Duran. He'll be in left field. Then Raffy, the DH, he bats second. Raffy drove in the Red Sox first run last night. He bats second behind Duran, and then Alex Bregman, the third baseman, he bats third. Rob Refsnyder in right field cleans up. I mean, it's been so hard for Alex to get those right-handed hitting specialists in there, but finally they see a starter in Easton Lucas, and so Refsnyder and Romy get some starts. So too Trevor Story, who bats fifth behind Refsnyder. He, of course, will be the shortstop. Christian Campbell, after the night off last night, he's at second base batting sixth. Romy Gonzalez is the first baseman. He bats seventh. Carlos Narvaez, the everyday catcher now, he bats eighth. And then Cedon Rafaela is in center field, and he bats ninth. Tristan Casas has the night off, but that doesn't mean he won't do his normal stretching and running routine out on the field. The Red Sox right-handed heavy against Lucas. And Lenny, this is a miserable night to play baseball. You worry about injury just as we did last night, but in a lot of ways, this is a throwback to a season ago. You finally get a lefty, and you get Refsnyder and Story and Romy in there together trying to drive home runs with Bregman.
It's nice to be able to get these guys at bats, but it's not necessarily a bad thing that they're not getting that many at bats, because you're seeing guys get in there day in and day out. This means they're staying healthy. This means they're scoring runs. That's what you need. Get them their spots against certain guys to get guys off their feet, but also keep them warm and ready to go. So when they're called upon, they can be ready to go as well.
It's such a good point, and it's a hard role to fill for Refsnyder and Romy, because you would like to think that you get more at bats, you stay warm, but both of them are such specialists that it is a good sign for the depth of the roster that they do not play every day. Here now, for the first time at Fenway Park, comes Garrett Crochet. The Speed Report is brought to you by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today to check out the latest deals. What do you remember about your first ever start at Fenway Park?
Well, my first outing, I remember that more than my first start. My first outing was in Yankee Stadium, old Yankee Stadium, 2004. I know the date, April 23rd, and I faced Gary Sheffield, Matsui, and Bernie Williams, of all people.
Welcome.
Ground out, strikeout, ground out. I was unscathed. Mark Bellhorn made two great grabs at third base to throw the ball to Dave McCarty. May he rest in peace. They really helped me out, and I'll never forget that.
So here's Crochet. He's long talked about wanting to be in Boston. He signed the long extension, and for the first time again, he will have so many special nights in this ballpark in front of a packed house. But even in front of a small, really small crowd here tonight, he's got to be feeling it at home.
He's probably used to that aspect. I mean, he's pitching for the White Sox the past couple seasons. It's going to be a little less familiar when it's full packed capacity, when you can actually feel the Fenway Park bouncing up and down with that playoff atmosphere. Hopefully he likes that more than pitching in front of a few fans sprinkled in.
He was just fabulous in his last start. 8 innings for Crochet, shutout baseball, 4 hits with 8 strikeouts. What do you do as a pitcher on the mound on a night like tonight where you do kind of have to generate your own energy and adrenaline?
You got to keep moving. And he's got his sleeves on right now. And today, you're not allowed, we're never allowed to use substances. But back in the day, I'm told that certain pitchers use substances to just get a little better grip on the ball. And the hitters were totally fine with it, because if you're Crochet throwing 98 miles an hour, if you're a hitter, the last thing you want is to feel like a brim coming out of his hand going into the water. You want him to have a little bit of control, and that's all it did.
Well, I think it's something to watch tonight, the velocity, the command, because it is just impossible to feel anything. And here is Garrett Crochet for the first time on the mound. His first pitch at home is a fastball high to George Springer, 94 miles an hour. I was reminded before the ball game by Dan Shaughnessy of a Chris Sale start here on a similar night where Sale decided to totally dial it back. The 1-0 is swung on and fouled on a play by Springer at a big night, rather Bichette, and it's 1-1. Chris almost intentionally threw 88 miles an hour. And we'll see what Crochet does here tonight. The 1-1 is drilled high and deep down the left field line. Real trouble. It is back and high off the wall. Inside the foul pole, Duran plays the carom, throws to second. What a play that is to hold Bichette to a leadoff single.
That's a great job playing that ball off the wall, getting to it and getting it in. That's a typical Fenway single right there. A lot of other ballparks, that would absolutely be a double rounding second base.
If not a homer. I mean, Bichette just adores this ballpark. So the table's set now, leadoff man aboard, and here comes Vlad Guerrero Jr. Amazing how well Bo hits here. And so does this man, Vladdy. He takes a fastball for strike one.
Crochet, he's going to use that fastball a lot. You know, his last outing, he used it just a little bit more than his cutter. The first outing, he used a ton of cutters.
That's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. How do you do? And it's 0-2.
Must be nice. That's what I always say. The only time I threw 97 was when the gun was on the kilometer setting.
Even in this cold, his fifth pitch is 97. The 0-2 just inside. That one 96 miles an hour, and it's 1-2. Vlad Guerrero Jr., one of the great sluggers in the game. Leadoff man aboard in Bo Bichette. Guerrero breaks his bat on a soft ground ball towards second. Campbell's only play is to glove and throw to first quickly, just in time. Guerrero moving pretty well down the line. Romy Gonzalez and Christian both have the masks on. In fact, all four on the infield do, and I don't blame them. Nice play by Campbell, and there's one away.
That's a tough play. Not only because it's a slow roller right there. You've got the base runner running right in front of the ball before you glove it, and you know he's gunning down the line. So as soon as that gets in the glove, you got to get rid of it.
Very nice job. Campbell's been so impressive at second base. And here now, Anthony Santander, the switch hitter, will bat right against Crochet. 1 on, 1 out. The pitch is pop foul on the first base side. And out of play against Crochet. Santander 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. That's a kind of a common theme. The Blue Jays as a team 1 for 17 against Garrett. Wearing number 35 on the back of his home white jersey. 0-1 with 1 down. The pitch is swung on and missed. How's 97 again, and it's 0-2.
This is what you want to see. He's going right after batters. The most important pitch in baseball is strike one. Getting that strike one allows you to go about getting outs in so many different ways.
You got the window closed in the booth. There are some hardy and brave fans here in the elements at Fenway. 0-2, swing and a miss. He got him with a cut fastball, and they're 2 away.
That's such a good pitch because it comes right out of that same tunnel. The four-seam fastball rides that rail, stays right where it should, and then that one just has a little bit of glove side depth to it.
Yeah, for the left-hander Crochet into the right-handed hitter Santander there. And now here's another righty in George Springer. Crochet working from the third base side of the rubber. The big, strong lefty sets, he throws, and Springer had a big night at the plate. Takes inside for ball 1.
You talk about using the right side of the rubber to his advantage. A lot of cutter guys do that. I was the same way because you want that ball to be in the zone and out of it just as soon as it gets there. If you show too much in the zone, they're going to see it.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch to Springer is inside. So for a left-handed pitcher like Crochet, he sets up on the third base side of the rubber, which is the closest possible place to a righty. You're saying then it can start over kind of the inside half of the plate and then come off?
You just want it to look like a good pitch to hit, and then it's too far in for them to do damage.
2-0 to Springer. The pitch is swung on and missed. Great cutter again, and it's 2-1.
If you're on the left-hand side towards the right-hand side towards first base, then that ball stays over the center of the plate longer. It's in the batting zone longer, and they tend to get the barrel on it more often.
Seems like they'd get a longer look at it, too. 2-1 from Crochet to Springer. The pitch is a little bit low. Fastball at 97. And it is 3-1. Springer 4 for 4. He drove in 3 runs last night. He's off to a hot start. 455 with a homer and 8 driven in. A lot of masked men on the field for the Red Sox. The 3-1 is ball 4. A fastball missed high. And so he didn't look that interested in challenging Springer, Crochet. So 2 on with 2 out for Ernie Clement. Romy Gonzalez is at first base. Christian Campbell at second. Trevor Story at short with Alex Bregman at third. Rafaela in center. Ref Snyder in right. And Jarren Duran, the Red Sox left fielder.
2 outs. Runner on second, which means you have a base open. Would you rather face Springer, who's extremely hot, or the guy hitting 105 right after him?
Well, Crochet just made that choice. Here's the first pitch cutter on the outside corner, strike 1. I mean, that shows you something. I mean, Crochet's not a real long tenured veteran. He's not made a lot of starts, but a lot of times he pitches just like one. 0-1. The pitch is a little bit high with a fastball, 96, and it's 1-1.
And game planning is extremely important. You know certain guys that are hot. You know when the right time to go after them, and when to be a little bit careful. And that was the right instance to just be careful with Springer.
105 to start the season for Ernie Clement. The pitch is swung on and missed. He chased a high fastball. And Crochet is a strike away from ending this top of the first. Ernie Clement burst onto the scene a little bit with the Blue Jays. Had a very hot spring training. He was a finalist for the Gold Glove at third base a year ago. Did not hit a whole lot, and he started off cold. 1-2. Here's the pitch. It is driven into left field. That's a base hit. Duran plays it on one hop. They will hold. Bichette at third, and they could have a play at second. Narvaez throws behind Springer, but he beat the play with a tag. Well, Duran, had he hit the cutoff man Bregman there, they could have easily had George Springer in a rundown. He assumed the runner was going to come home. He was on an island between second and third, and that's a mistake for the Red Sox. They could have thrown themselves out of the inning. Instead, the bases are loaded with 2 down.
That's why it's always important to hit your cutoff man. And also Narvaez threw that ball to second base on the run right there. He had time to set his feet, make a firm throw to the chest. Instead, it looked like he threw a 2-seamer with a lot of arm side fade to it. It wasn't a lot on it.
Here's Davis Schneider in a huge spot. He hit a homer in his first Fenway at bat. Here, a chance with the bases loaded. He takes a fastball away for ball 1. Crochet will really be upset with himself about that pitch to Clement.
That ball was supposed to be up and away, missed a spot right over the middle.
Now 1-0 to Schneider, and this is a little bit high. So Narvaez is going to go to the mound and talk things over. This has a chance of getting out of hand here.
When you're a guy like Crochet, mainly four-seam fastballs and cutters, you're typically throwing glove side inside to a righty. So it's very important to show away every now and then, whether it's with a 2-seamer or a changeup or even a 4-seamer off the plate, just to keep them from getting that barrel and cheating inside. You know, you show away to be effective inside, you show in to be effective away.
What a key juncture this is right here for Crochet. Bases loaded, 2 down. No score for now in the top of the first. The 2-0 pitch is high, not close. With a cutter, it's 3-0. You figure Schneider will be in take mode here. Another ball would walk in a run. Crochet takes a deep breath. Quickly into the wind. The pitch is in there. A strike, 95 miles an hour. 3-1. Crochet does not waste any time on the mound.
Which is good. Which these days, you know, some people need the clock, some people don't. He definitely doesn't.
Here's the 3-1, and that is swung on and missed. A fastball at 95, and it's 3-2. Interesting. He's able to sort of finesse those fastballs in there for strikes at 95.
Gone are the days of Steve Traxel.
Here's the 3-2. Runners go. Inside corner. Strike 3 called. I think Crochet might have gotten a really good break on that call. As it is, Schneider's rung up, and Crochet leaves the bases loaded. No score. The Red Sox will have Duran, Devers, and Bregman in the bottom of the first on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Some people follow the rules, I break them. I'm Soraya, and on Rule Breakers, we talk to the rebels who do things their way. Listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Visit the 99 restaurants the day after the Red Sox win and get a free kids meal with every adult entree purchased. The 99 Restaurant, the official family restaurant of the Boston Red Sox.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Jarren Duran is leading it off in the bottom of the first, and I think a really cool moment. I mean, it's not a big crowd at all, but he was just greeted with a big-time ovation as we go to the bottom of the first. Duran, Devers, and Bregman against Easton Lucas. Left-handed starter making his second ever Major League start. The pitch to Duran is fouled off on the third base side. Duran is everywhere in the news these days. The Netflix show The Clubhouse dropped today. We'll have Greg Whiteley, the man who directed that wonderful series, on with us in the third inning. And Duran, the headliner. Here's the 0-1, and he takes inside a fastball, and it's 1-1. He was very open about his struggles with mental health, and I think it's very cool that Red Sox fans embrace him the way they just did.
Absolutely. You look at the Samaritans, the number you can text or call to talk.
1-1 is fouled back to the screen.
Over something going on with you at home or whatever it is, whether you're a teen and a young adult, and it's had a huge uptick ever since he came out and spoke out. And he was so measured with his response and the way he went about it. You got to go out and give him all the kudos possible. So I'm glad he got a nice little ovation.
Isn't that amazing? It really has proven to be a good thing that he was open about it. 1-2 to Duran leading off the first. The pitch is a check swing. He did not go. That was a slider away. And it is 2-2. This is his 16th overall appearance, Lucas, last time out. 5 shutout innings, 2-2. The pitch is inside a fastball, and it's 3-2. Alex Cora said today that he thinks because of what Duran did and said in that series, he should be the Red Sox nominee for the Clemente Award. 3-2 to Duran. The pitch is fouled on the left field side and out of play.
I'd have to agree. You know, it's extremely brave if you think about it. There's been a stigma for way too long talking about mental health and what you can do to help yourself, talking to people, having the capability or the resources to talk to somebody about, something that really wasn't talked about for decades and decades, especially in this game.
3-2 again to Duran, leading off the opening inning. The pitch, swing and a miss. He got him. Slider in under the hands. And there's one away. J.P. Nolan tells us that, according to Baseball Reference, 35 degrees at the time of the first pitch is the third coldest first pitch temp ever at Fenway. 2018, on April the 15th, it was 34 degrees. Same story, April 17, 2003, the year before Lenny burst onto the scene. Here's Rafi Devers. The pitch to him is a strike. He was fooled there with a slider. It's 0-1. I couldn't believe how cold it was on the field before the game today.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? Feels like 19, you said? I concur. I 100% concur. Tristan Casas was out there with short sleeves. I don't know if you saw that.
Of course he was. The 0-1.
If you didn't cover him, that would make no sense. But we've known him for a little bit now, so it makes total sense.
Well, it's freezing, but he still needs his vitamin D, right?
He's getting it. Well, I don't know how much he's getting, but...
Here's Devers, 0-2. Raffy, just phenomenal over the weekend. 0 for 3 yesterday. The pitch is a little bit high. He did have a sac fly, did Devers. He's driven in 9, and the average all the way up now to 244. After that awful start to this season. No score in the bottom of the first. 1 out, bases empty. 1-2 to Devers. The pitch is swung on a miss. He got him with a slider. Tough night to hit, and they're 2 away.
Yeah, you always defer to the back of your baseball card, right? He was 0 for 21 and then came back 10 for 20. You know, these things tend to average out. There's no panic, or there shouldn't be at least. Devers is going to Devers. He's done it for a long time now, and he's had to get his feet under him, kind of get himself right.
Here's Alex Bregman. He's the only guy who at the plate does not have that sort of hood and mask on. 2 down, bases empty. You're not in Houston anymore. The pitch is popped up on the right side of the infield. Second baseman Schneider looks out. In comes the right fielder Springer. He's there to make the play, and the Red Sox down very quickly in the first inning. No score after 1 at Fenway on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
For the 48th year in a row, Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks. The trucks that move mountains also move boats, bricks, and 2x4s. Work days and weekends, job sites and campsites. F-150 and Super Duty never stop working, just like you. Ford F-Series, official truck of your Boston Red Sox, and America's #1 selling trucks for 48 years straight. It's a record that may never be broken. Until next year. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 CY total sales.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for 1 weekend only. Going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, this is Garrett Crochet. You're listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Miles Straw to lead it off against Garrett Crochet. We are arguing nautical directions with our producer Doug Lane here in the booth as Garrett Crochet on the mound for the second inning, scoreless at Fenway. It is utterly frigid.
That's right.
The one thing about this ballpark that's so different is it can swirl around here. The 2-2 is just inside. Crochet to start this game is not all that sharp, Lenny. It's 3-2.
Might have something to do with the weather. We saw a little bit of that last night from both starting pitchers. You know, you got to be able to find a way, get a little bit of a lather, stand up in the dugout between innings.
He's already thrown 30 pitches. The 3-2 is lined on a hop to short. It is grabbed by Story. As always, he leaps and throws to first. Not his strongest hurl, but it gets there in time. And there's one out in the second.
Barrios really made that adjustment yesterday. Fitz actually did a little bit too. He got deeper in the game than I thought he was going to get because he had that really high pitch count early.
BYU station break. We'll get you that in a moment. The Arbella Insurance Foundation, dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. For every strikeout from a pitcher during the 24 season, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. Here's another chopper to short. Crochet needs quick outs. He'll get one here. His Story backhands and throws to first. Tyler Heineman, the catcher, gone. 2 down, 10 seconds. Station ID on the Shaws. The Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Will Fleming and Lenny DiNardo as Alan Roden facing Garrett Crochet. Left on left. First pitch is inside for ball one. We got a fan behind the first base dugout with a sign that would make Lou Merlone very proud. Lou, in the offseason, kept saying he wanted pigs on the Red Sox. The 1-0 pitch is a little bit down and in, ball two. And so he has coined Crochet the pig, like capital T, capital P. Garrett and his wife have embraced the nickname. And we got a fan in the stands right behind the Red Sox dugout with a sign that says War Pig on it. The 2-0 is a perfect fastball, and it's 2-1.
I've been called worse.
This poster is a drawing, like a painting of a pink pig with a camouflage army helmet on.
Now, isn't that a song? Who is that, Ozzy?
Yeah, Black Sabbath, maybe. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 2-2.
I get it. I like my rock and roll.
Showing your full range. 2 down at the top of the second. We are scoreless at Fenway. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high drive into right field. Not on this night, though. Back out at Ref Snyder in front of the warning track. He's there to make the play. Good luck getting one out tonight. And Crochet gets through the second. He's not happy with himself at all. He hated that pitch, but the War Pig walks off in a scoreless game. Inning and a half in the books. In the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Robinson, host of the new podcast, The Women's Hoop Show. Each episode, I'll be joined by a rotating group of women's basketball experts to talk WNBA, college hoops, the new Unrivaled League, and the shifting landscape of the sport. The game is growing, and so are we. Listen to and follow The Women's Hoop Show and Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Scott McFarlane of McFarlane Energy. While there's no shortage of companies offering air conditioning, heating oil delivery, boilers, furnaces, heat pumps, we stand apart from the rest. Since opening our doors in 1946, our goal has been to deliver the best combination of price, expertise, and equipment to all of Eastern Mass and the Cape.
Upgrade your air conditioning system or ductless mini split before the summer rush and receive $500 off a complete heating or cooling system replacement. Visit McFarlaneEnergy.com or check out their 2,800 Google reviews and 4.9 rating. McFarlaneEnergy.com.
And we're back with Canva Presents Secret Sounds Work Edition. Caller, guess this sound.
It's a mouse click.
So close. That's actually publishing a website with Canva Docs. Next caller.
Definitely a mouse click.
Nice try. It was sorting 100 sticky notes with a Canva whiteboard. We also would have accepted resizing a Canva video into 10 different sizes.
What? No way.
Yes way. One click can go a long way. Love your work at canva.com.
Drake's Cakes have been a sweet part of your life for 128 years. Devil Dogs, Ring Dings, Funny Bones, or our newest flavor, the Boston Cream Yodels. You owe it to yourself to pick up a carton or two. Available right now at your favorite retailer. Remember, life's better with cake. Drake's Cakes.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Rob Refsnyder leads it off in the bottom of the second inning on an Arctic night at Fenway. The pitch to Rob from a lefty who he loves is a fastball on the inside corner, and it is 0-1. One of the casualties of the new depth the Red Sox have on their roster. Rob has not seen a lot of the field so far, but he's delivered. Here he pops one towards us. That'll get into the seats and out of play, and it's quickly 0-2.
One of the hardest jobs in baseball is being a utility guy, a guy that doesn't play very often, especially a guy that comes off the bench late in games. To be able to go out there and succeed in that role, it's extremely difficult.
He's had 2 at-bats. Of course, he's got a hit in one of them. The 0-2 is swung on and missed. He got him with a fastball. And this guy, Easton Lucas, has struck out 3 of the first 4 Red Sox hitters.
He's got a ton of swing and miss on that fastball, especially up above the zone. Last outing he threw, he had a ton of those. It just has a little bit of extra ride. He's thrown the ball pretty hard, plus a little bit of deceptiveness from a left-hand side.
You know a thing or two about that. Here's Trevor's story. 1 out, bases empty. Trevor a bit hitting .250 with a couple homers and 4 driven in. The pitch is foul on the first base side. Feels like with Crochet on the mound, it really should be a pork special at Shaw's, but instead it's tender roast on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Right now, beef eye of round roast or bottom round roast, $3.97 a pound when you use the digital coupon. 01 to Story is upstairs at fastball, and it's 1-1.
I'll have to stop on the way home.
There's one directly between my house and yours. 1-1.
Where would that be? Warwick?
Yeah, and you know, there's also one right here on Washington Ave on the way toward 95. The 1-1 pitch is a changeup to Story for a strike, and it's 1-2. I often pick up some goods on the way home, depending on the time the game ends. The 6:45 start time makes that a little easier to get to Star Market before they close on the way home after a night game.
What's your commute like? What time are we looking at?
Yeah, about 50 minutes usually. Shorter than yours, that's for sure.
About an hour 45 typically.
Ooh. But where you live is gorgeous. Here's a high fly foul down the right field line and out of play. You and I are both Ocean Staters. I mean, the more I live there, it's now been 10 full years. I just adore Rhode Island.
Same. 10 years here. Yeah, I married a Rhode Island girl from Narragansett, so that's what happens.
Hi, neighbor. The 1-2 is fouled back to the screen, and it remains 1-2. The community sense down in Rhode Island is just off the charts good, and I love Boston. I love this metro area. There are a lot of wonderful suburbs, but unless you live like literally in Brookline, it's hard to get a commute that's much shorter than mine.
I always walked.
1-2 is swung on and missed, and Story is gone. And there are 2 away.
I lived 1 block away in 2004, right under the baseball tavern, or above the baseball tavern.
R.I.P.
And then, I was roommates with Euclid over by Copley, the Garrison Square apartments over there. And then I lived way down off Beacon. But I walked every day. I didn't need a car. My car was a glorified suitcase. It was in a garage with all my junk.
Here's Christian Campbell at 2 down. The base is empty. So in your apartment with Uke, you didn't have to talk much. Here's Campbell. The pitch is drilled foul on the first base side.
I love Uke, but I'm going to tell you, on days where he didn't go 3 for 4, we would sit on the couch and watch TV, and I would be his psychologist. I would have him lay down and just kind of talk about the at-bats.
Burn some incense. Yeah. 2 down in the second inning, no score. Sox and Jays. The pitch is down and into Campbell. And it's 1-1. I think, Lenny, what you did and what Uke did, and now what so many of these players do, living in these condos right around Fenway, is so smart because it just eliminates one more hurdle. Life is complicated enough as a ball player.
There's a lot more of them now than there was when we played. It's grown up so much.
They're a lot more expensive, too. The 1-1 is in the dirt. Change up, 2-1 to Campbell.
I always like having a roommate, going back and being able to just talk about the game or this and that, bounce ideas, and to walk to the ballpark. You're not by yourself either. It was always nice. 2
balls and 1 strike to Christian Campbell. He's hitting .364 with a couple homers. The pitch to him is a strike. That was way low. He can't believe it. This has not been a great strike zone to begin the game from Ron Culpa. And it's 2-2 to Campbell.
Tell you what, I got to add that one. Being a pitcher, I appreciate it, but that's not even close. Come on.
I mean, what was that, 4 inches, 5 beneath the zone?
At least. I tell you what, it's going to be a quick game if he continues to call that.
Campbell's had a great eye. Deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Crowd filling in a little bit here. The pitch is outside. Could not possibly call that a strike. So really, Campbell should be on first base, but instead it's 3-2.
Could be a little bit of a makeup, too, from Crochet's last inning. He had a little bit of or his first inning, I should say. A little bit of a give me.
Well, there's no doubt about that. It probably should have been a bases-loaded walk. Romy is on deck. 3-2 to Campbell, the pitch. Swing and a foul on the first base side. Off one of the ribbon boards. And we'll do it again in a full count. Lucas and Campbell.
You know, when you're standing next to Campbell, you don't really appreciate it if you watch him on TV or anywhere, but when you stand next to him, he's an imposing figure, very athletic and tall.
No doubt about that. 3-2. Here's the pitch, and it is skied into shallow center field. Straw coming in, calling off the left fielder Roden. He's there to make the play in a twilight sky, and the inning is over. No score after 2. Sox and Jays in the Shaws and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Some people follow the rules, I break them. I'm Soraya, and on Rule Breakers, we talk to the rebels who do things their way. Listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Shaws and Star Market Grand Slam Summer Sweepstakes is your chance to win free groceries and other amazing prizes. Just spend $50 or more. Check your receipt for your entry code, and you're in. Official rules at GrandSlamSummerSweeps.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at NissanUSA.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Garrett Crochet is on the mound for the top of the 3rd inning. We're scoreless at Fenway. And top of the order for the Jays for the 2nd time. Here's Bo Bichette, who ripped one off the wall his first time here. He's brushed back with a fastball. And it is 1-0 in the Herb Chambers batting order in this frame. Bichette, Guerrero, and Santander, brought to you by Herb Chambers Genesis of Auburn, the 1-0 inside. He's not totally sharp yet, Crochet. And it is 2-0. The 3rd inning is brought to you by Citgo. Whether you're crossing the state line like Lenny and I will after the ball game or just going cross town, Club Citgo saves you money on every fill-up. The 2-0 is a little bit high at Cutter. And it's 3-0.
The first couple pitches of this at-bat, he's trying to really work inside. He knows how aggressive Bichette is. Swings early in counts. He's trying to get him to swing at those and hopefully break a bat. 3rd pitch, way up outside the zone.
3-0 pitch is outside. I mean, that's a 4-pitch walk that was really not close at all. So a leadoff walk, that's trouble. Bichette aboard, and here comes Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
You can tell that you're just not feeling the ball like you typically would when the weather's like this, especially when it's windy. You get extra dry fingers. Feels like there's almost like a dust on the baseball.
Here's Guerrero. He takes a good one, a strike, a fastball, 94. Is there a temptation in these conditions, Lenny, to take a little something off?
Yeah, that pitch right there was 94. You know, he's got 97, 98 under his belt, but to be able to dial it up to 94, still pretty good if you can hit your spots.
A 1-2 Guerrero is a changeup at 90. That's a ball 1-1. I guess that would be one of the downsides of that, though, where there's not as much separation between fastball and off speed. Double play depth behind Crochet. 1-1. The pitch is a foul ball. He tried to stop his swing, could not. Up and in on his hands, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the definition of a good pitch, what makes a good pitch, location, movement, velocity. The separation speed is important, but if you locate it well, you can still get away with it if it's a good 4-mile-an-hour difference.
It looked like he was leaning out over the plate there, Guerrero. 1-2 from Crochet to Vladdy. Bichette runs, the pitch is fouled off. That's in a 2-strike count, a good break for the Red Sox because Bichette had that bag stolen all the way off of Crochet.
Yeah, if you're Vladdy, you see that in the corner of your eye. Typically, you wouldn't swing, but if you get a good pitch to it, if you're Vladdy, you can do a lot of damage on it. That's what he's looking for.
Well, he's done a lot of that here in 46 games at Fenway Park, 359 with 10 homers and 44 driven in. 1-2, the pitch is drilled high and deep and foul down the left field line. You can exhale. That was a sweeper down in under the hands. Lenny, we've seen too many of those inside the pole in this yard from Guerrero.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pitch, the sweeper. It's a little bit of lack of velocity compared to the cutter, but the location of it had that probably 2 or 3 baseball lengths inside. There's really not much you can do with that pitch.
1-2 to Vladdy. Bichette leading at first. The pitch is fouled back to the screen. 96 that time. Well, Crochet has now thrown 47 pitches, and there's nobody out in the third inning.
The last inning, you threw 12 pitches. The inning before that, 25. You're looking for ground balls right here. Try to get 2 for 1. Get the ball on the ground right here, and you'll be okay.
Bichette at first. 1-2. Here's the pitch, and it is outside. They throw behind, and it's very close, but Bichette got to the bag in time. And Narvaez has shown a big arm behind the plate, and they almost had him at first. Alex Cora told us before the game they're very comfortable with Carlos Narvaez and Blake Sabol, who comes up AAA. But he told him, stop focusing on anything offensively. Your job is to prevent runs. The 2-2 is fouled back. Man, cutter at the bottom of the zone, and Guerrero is making Crochet work. It stays 2-2.
That's one thing that I think Veritek did very, very well when he was playing. You know, he could go out there and have a terrible day at the plate. Did have many of them, but when he did, he turned the page so quickly because his focus was on what the pitching staff was going to do.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Vladdy. Crochet delivers. Guerrero fouls it off. Not quite the same swing and miss stuff tonight from Garrett Crochet.
Yeah, if you think about the temperatures, it's bound to happen. A little bit tight here and there. You're not quite getting the extension. You're not feeling the baseball like you typically would.
Guerrero 0 for 4 in his career against Crochet. He had a very dominant start with the White Sox against the Blue Jays a year ago. Did Garrett. Here another 2-2. It is on the ground towards second. Weird hop. Campbell stumbles, somehow gloves and throws to first in time to get Guerrero. That could have been a disaster. Campbell lost his feet. It took a very weird hop off the turf, and Campbell was able to athletically back in and make the out at first.
That was an outstanding job. Great second wind right there. Feet kind of went out from under him. He was able to get the ball in the glove and still make the play at first base. If you have a double play ball and you mess it up at all, first thing you should do is make sure you get at least 1 out.
Here's Anthony Santander with Bichette at second, and hitting right, Santander takes a cutter on the corner, 0-1. That's one thing we've seen from Campbell early, including his first chance in the big leagues. Even if something goes wrong, his reaction time, his ability to recover is spectacular. 0-1, high in the air into shallow right field. Out goes Christian. In comes Ref Snyder, and Rob is there to make the play.
One of the things that's extremely difficult to teach in this game, especially to a 22-year-old, is to slow the heartbeat down, right? To be able to act like you've been there for a couple of years. You know, he's extremely green right now, and he's playing at the highest level. Didn't have a lot of time in the minor leagues either, so coming up and learning on the go, showing his athleticism and aptitude to be able to make adjustments at the big league level is extremely difficult. He's doing an outstanding job so far.
No doubt about that. Even game-to-game adjustments, in-game adjustments for Campbell. Here's George Springer. At second, and he takes a strike. Cutter at the extreme top of the zone, and it's 0-1. Crochet faced him in an almost identical spot last time with first base open and 2 down. He drew a walk with Clement on deck. We'll see what he gets here. 0-1. The pitch is a little outside. Fastball. 55 pitches now thrown, and it's 1-1.
When you're not feeling the ball like you typically would, it's the finish. It's that last inch of the release.
1-1. Pitch is a little bit high. He's being delicate with Springer. On the Subaru of New England scoreboard, the Tigers continue to do the Red Sox favors. 5-0. They beat the Yankees earlier today. Rays host the Angels. Orioles in Arizona a little bit later on. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. He blew a fastball by him at 96.
It's a great adjustment right there, being able to go from, throwing a baseball really far, arm side out, flying open just a tad, to be able to keep that front side closed just an inch longer and finish that pitch in these conditions. Very important.
2-2, 2 down. Runner at second in the third. The pitch is inside. He had Springer dancing around on a cut fastball, and it's 3-2. I would imagine throughout a ballgame, that's something, those little mechanical adjustments, they're always in your mind.
Absolutely, and you know right out of the hand what you did. If you release the ball, you know where this ball is going to be, and you know the adjustment right away. You've done it so many times, you don't really need anybody to tell you what to do.
3 balls, 2 strikes, no score in the third. Running in scoring position for the Jays. The payoff is in there. Strike 3. Cutter on the outside corner, and Crochet gets out of another little mini jam. He's got 3 strikeouts. We're through 2.5 at Fenway. Romy, Narvaez, and Rafaela after this in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents the killer of productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting, it could have been an email.
Run. Canva had a creative solve.
Forget email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
In 2009, 3 days before Halloween, a grisly crime stunned the seaport town of Anacortes, Washington.
I can only describe it as evil.
From 48 Hours, this is Train to Kill, the dog trainer, the heiress, and the bodyguard.
He couldn't control his obsession.
Who was the hunter and who was the hunted? Follow and listen to Train to Kill on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Chris Scheim, and exactly 1 year ago this week, I hit a pretty cool milestone. I was officially down my first 30 pounds with Awaken 180. No big deal, just casually dropping weight like everybody drops excuses when I beat them in fantasy football. And you know what? That was just the beginning. I kept going, and I lost 45 pounds total. It was easy as all the other guys said it would be. A year later, the weight's still gone. I'm feeling great. I'm ready for the warmer weather and soon swimsuit season. Honestly, Awaken 180 was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Have questions? Ask me, Bradfo, Andy Hart, Ted Johnson, or any of the other 25,000 Awaken 180 clients who lost their weight without medications. The program works. It's easy, and as you already know, you'll receive free support for life. Do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss online at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jones and Keefe.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Here's Romy Gonzalez to lead it off in the third, and he swings and fouls the first pitch off on the right field side and out of play for strike 1. We were joined by Greg Whiteley, who directed and was the engineer and idea brains behind the great Netflix series, The Clubhouse, a year with the Boston Red Sox. What a wonderful show that is. The 0-1 Romy is driven high and deep into left field. Will it catch some green? No, a leaping grab out there by Roden. And there's one away. Greg, great to see you. I have to apologize because I know how many hours you spent looking at tape and cutting up things. You've probably heard way too much of my voice over the last year.
No. Well, you have that silver baritone, soothing. My wife and I go to sleep with it every night. I've got it on a loop in my plays over my stereo.
It is a wonderful series, 8 episodes. It launched last night on Netflix. A lot of us were lucky enough to get a sneak peek at it as Carlos Narvaez comes on, right-handed hitter, grounds one, just foul outside of third. You have to be really proud of the job you did.
I represent, as you know, because you met a lot of them, there is an army of people that helped us make this show, and you never finish it. You hurry, and there's a deadline in which you just abandon the project. And so far, the reviews that have been coming in and the feedback we've been getting have been so positive, and so we're thrilled. But largely because of this great, talented crew that I work with.
Greg has won a lot of Emmys as a filmmaker. The ground ball to short is picked there by Bichetti, throws to first. Narvaez is gone. You know, Greg, I think we all understood when the Red Sox just gave unprecedented access that this was going to be a story about the players, their lives, the intricacies. But having watched it, I think you just did such a great job capturing how hard it is to be a big league ball player and the things these guys take with them away from the field.
I appreciate that. Our job really is to show up and film what's in front of us. We're almost like nature photographers, and then you're looking for opportunities that can build certain arcs and storylines. But that was one of my takeaways. I was surprised at just the way that baseball can weigh on people, weigh on a player, even a very talented, successful player.
And almost haunts them as a changeup to Cedar Rafaela is ball two. Obviously, we'll talk to you in a minute here about Jarren Duran, who in a lot of ways emerged as the protagonist of the story. He and Casas, and certainly the Red Sox manager Alex Cora, as Cedar is ready. The 2-0 is drilled into the grass in left. That is a base hit. He's going to take a big turn at first, but a 2-out knock. The Red Sox have their first base runner. Everyone, of course, is talking about the openness, the honesty that Jarren shared with the world about the attempt he made on his own life. What were you thinking? I mean, he was so open. He is to all of us. When he volunteered that on camera, what was going through your mind?
Well, leading up to that moment, we had a number of conversations. He had just been somebody that had been generous with us, and he's somebody that's a naturally reserved guy.
He is, and here he is, by the way, on cue. He takes a breaking ball for ball one.
So he doesn't seek cameras. He wasn't like hungry for attention, but for some reason we just kind of hit it off with him, and so when we had followed him from the plane to the bus up into his hotel room, it was a road game, and the conversation started to get more serious and more somber. Weirdly, I felt lucky in that moment that he would choose to share that with us in that moment. I think it's, I don't think it has anything to do with me. I think it had to do with a mandate that he feels to get his story out there to help others.
Which is really cool. It's 3-0 to him here with Cedar at first and 2 down. No score in the bottom of the third. Greg Whiteley's with us, and Alex Cora made the point today. He's going to save lives. The Samaritan hotline has gone off since the show release. That must make him and you feel good. The 3-0 is taken for a ball. So Captain Chaos is aboard. The Red Sox have 2 on with 2 out for Rafi Devers. But I mean, whether it was Tristan Casas, Duran, Wilyer Abreu, it's amazing how much you got out of these players.
I think it's a function of how long the season is, and when you're around somebody that long enough, I think they just start to feel bad for you and start to open up more. We really become like the furniture. Yeah.
Here's Devers. Hit a homer on opening day when Greg was there in Seattle last year. Here he swings and misses a slider, and it's 0-1. What'd you learn about Devers last year?
So this was interesting. In spring training, he was so generous with us, eager, fun, happy-go-lucky, and as soon as the season started, boom, changed.
Locked in.
Yeah.
2 on, 2 out. The 0-1 pitch is fouled on the third base side.
Really wanted nothing to do with us after the regular season started.
Well, he is, now the Red Sox, we wish you were around this year in a lot of ways because it's a different, rejuvenated group with Crochet and Bregman, but Devers is very much that way. He is a baseball rat.
Yeah. He explained that to us. He was always super kind, very kind and polite to all of us. He would have fun with us, but he was somebody that, as he explained it, I am just here to play baseball.
0-2 is grounded to third. It's handled over there by Clement, and he takes it to the third base bag. Inning over. More with Greg when we return. No score after 3. Sox and Jays scoreless in the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Moms, dads, are you the parent of a student athlete? Do you want to know how to get the most out of youth sports? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise an aspiring athlete. It's not simple, but we talk straight and give you the best insight there is when it comes to youth sports. We'll cover everything from nutrition and training to mental toughness and teamwork. It's a podcast you can listen to together with your kids so everyone can benefit. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Garrett Crochet back on the mound for the top of the fourth. Greg Whiteley continues with us, the director of the Clubhouse, the Netflix show. On one-pitch ground ball to short, Trevor Story throws to first in time. We're going to have Greg for a couple innings to really get all of it out. This is such a quick ball game on a frigid Fenway night. I thought the stuff around Trevor Story early in the show was really moving because all of us are so invested in Trevor, and he was a total open book and devastated the way his year started.
Well, we've got the story team. Ross Lindstrom heads up that story team, and Adam Leibowitz, and we describe it as sort of the Game of Thrones effect, that if you can get an audience to fall in love with a character and then kill that character in the first 3 episodes, you let the audience know that this could happen to anybody. And Trevor kind of gave us that last year because he's such an engaging person, and you love him. And he was a big part of the team, and he starts off hot, and both defensively and offensively, and then he gets this season, or seemingly a season-ending injury.
He did come back in September, but and it's been fun for us this year to watch him again start well and kind of unleash his inner competitor as the 2-1 is a strike on the inside corner. It's 2-2. As you know, it's been a frustrating time for Trevor with the Red Sox, and he's just dying to prove to the people of this region what kind of ball player he is.
Oh, you could feel it last year. He was dying to do it last year. And I think if there is ever somebody that was born to win over the hearts and minds of New Englanders, it's that guy. Just a hard-working stud of a baseball player, cares about the right things, is the right kind of clubhouse guy, and he's the last guy you want to see get injured, and you're the guy. He's the first guy you want to do well.
No doubt about that. Garrett Crochet has registered his 4th strikeout. He punches out Davis Schneider, so now 2 down quickly, and here is Miles Straw. I do think we're going to have to keep you around for another half inning if that's okay with you, Greg. This thing's just motoring along.
Let's do 2.
Let's do it. Let's pitch to Miles Straw's high for ball 1.
For me, watching the documentary, it was basically took me back to when I was a player. And when you ask a former player what they miss most, it's typically not what happens on the field. It's the camaraderie. And I found myself watching it, getting emotional, like missing the clubhouse more than anything. And you know, I do Red Sox fantasy camp every year, and it's like a family reunion because you get to see players that you played with 20 years ago.
I bet that's
what I miss more than anything. Like, yeah, it was great to go out and pitch, whatever, that's fine. But seeing guys that you were together with for 162 times, however many years you played, I mean, you really captured what these guys go through and how they lean on each other. They go out to eat together. They're relying on each other when they really can't rely on anybody else other than family, which might be thousands of miles away.
Yeah, I that was one of the things that struck me as well. I think you get in this, it's not just the games that you're playing together. I would have thought before I started this show, if you told me there's a 7 o'clock game, I thought players would get there at 5 p.m., 5:30. No, these guys are here at 10 in the morning. So they're not just playing games together, they're all day. They're poring over film together. They're working out together. They're rehabbing together. They're attending each other's weddings. They're laughing with each other when there's something great that happens, and then the opposite too. And so it's very much a family. How could it not be? One of the poignant things that we captured at the end was people saying goodbye. Where a season ends, and given the nature of free agency, You
never
don't
know.
Your family is most likely in some form or another getting split up.
3-2 pitches. Strike three called at the bottom of the zone. Crochet sends him down in order. A quick fourth inning. We'll hang on with Greg for the bottom of the fourth. No score. Sox and Jays. Alex Bregman to lead it off after this in the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Canva presents the killer of productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting could have been an email.
Run. Canva had a creative solve.
Forget email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super size laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
Hey, it's Alex Bregman. This is the home of the Sox, WEEI.
Alex Bregman leads it off in the bottom of the fourth inning. Red Sox and Jays sailing along on a frozen Fenway night. Bregman flied to right his first time. Easton Lucas throws, and Bregman takes a little bit low. Ball one. Greg Whiteley, the director of the wonderful Netflix show, The Clubhouse, about the Boston Red Sox, is with us. I remember this vividly, Greg. You and I were on a sort of a mini bus in the Dominican Republic in the middle of spring training last year. The 1-0 pitch to Bregman is a little bit outside. Just sort of talking about the narrative arcs of the season and what you might find interesting about the team. And I told you, and I'm sure you knew this anyway, that you were going to find Alex Cora to be an absolute baseball savant in the Red Sox dugout. The 2-0 pitch is high. And you captured that in so many moments in the show.
You probably don't remember, but you told me a lot of things on that bus ride, and you were almost prophetic. You outlined to me who you thought would be main subjects, main players, who are players that would be interested in being on camera, who may not be. But you were certainly right about Alex Cora. I think to get this kind of unprecedented access that we got, you had to have so many things go right, and one of the main things that went right for us was Alex Cora being the manager.
He's such a special guy. It's 3-2 to Alex Bregman. So people are going to talk a lot about the scene where he pinch hits for O'Neill with Wilyer Abreu on the day before his grandmother passes away. We will obviously never forget the 2 home runs in Texas the next day when Wilyer just goes off. But there's one other moment that I really found to be, for me, the most poignant of the entire series. The 3-2 is driven high into left field. It'll hang up on this cold night. In front of the track, Rodin's there. He makes the play. And Brian Bayo, who signed this big extension in the Dominican and just had a really disappointing season. You have all this wonderful footage of him in the middle of starts, frustrated and emotional, and in a way that we'd not seen him before. And then you have this shot at Fenway Park at around, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, down in the corner by the Red Sox bullpen, of Alex talking to Bayo about how much he misses his family.
Yeah, I think there were several different ways to access this part of baseball, which maybe there's a lot of people that just wouldn't appreciate. But to go to a completely different country where you do not speak that language, at least you don't speak it fluently. And everything from the food to the weather is completely different than the way that you grew up. And you are expected day in and day out to go out and perform at a hyper-focused level. That conversation, that moment in the show, I think goes a long way to helping. It helped me to appreciate just how difficult it is to be a professional baseball player coming from another country.
Rob Refsnyder's grounded out to short. So now with 2 down, here is Trevor's story. We may need to even steal more of Greg's time to maybe one more half inning. It's no score in the bottom of the 4th, Sox and the Jays. Trevor's story, the hitter, it's 0-1. The pitch, he is swung on and missed. You never start a story with 2 outs, 2 strikes. But I just thought that Alex's feel for the player and the human was so on display in that moment. I want people to watch it. I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but his sense for the pain that Bayo was feeling, missing his family, was so amazing.
Yeah. Well, Alex himself, you know, he lived that life. Yep. And I think also Alex has a special gear that he's able to tap inside of him. That I think he's an empathy machine. He when he sees a baseball player, he seems to instinctively know what that kid needs to hear, what he needs to feel. He's great.
He's special. The 1-2 to Story is drilled down the left field line toward the corner, but foul. I mean, we lost my dad 6 months ago yesterday, and the very next day, I open up my phone and there's a message from Alex Cora.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
It just the man that he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see why. I can see why the Red Sox were anxious to hang on to him.
Yeah, and they have, and he's got a much more robust roster this year. I think it's got a chance to be a super special season. He didn't get a chance to chronicle Christian Campbell, who's on deck. I frankly would have very much enjoyed the interviews with him. He's like a total, in the best possible way, deer in the headlights, total naive. The 1-2 is ripped into the gap in left center field. There's a base hit for Trevor's Story. He makes the turn at first. He'll wisely hold there with a 2-out single. I can feel it. You see, you're rooting for Trevor's Story. I love it.
Oh, you nailed it. I mean, I grew up a Seattle Mariners fan. We could only dream of being angry with our organization for only winning 4 World Series in the 2000s. But what you get to know these guys, and you know them, Will, it's the same thing where to know them is the level. There's just, especially that guy right there that just made the first, good dude.
Me too is very special. So is this kid, Christian Campbell, 2 down. He takes a strike. That was a changeup on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. The Clubhouse season with the Boston Red Sox now available on Netflix. Greg Lightley is the wonderful director and became a close friend of ours throughout a season following the club. The 0-1 to Campbell in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Did being around the team, the day-to-day grind of it, I mean, you weren't there for 162, but you were there for a ton of spring training and a lot of the season. Did just the physical toll of it register with you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it would be like to be physically playing a baseball game, but to just be filming a baseball game was exhausting. I have a brand new respect for these guys that do it. I never would have thought, I knew hitting a baseball is hard. I didn't know that the actual length of a season that would be as hard as it was.
0-2 to Christian Campbell. Lucas throws, and Christian swings and misses. He is gone. The inning is over. One more half inning. Is that okay?
I love it.
All right. No score after 4. Red Sox and the Jays and the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents the killer of productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting. It could have been an email.
Run.
Canva had a creative solve.
Get email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
I'm Jordan Robinson, host of the new podcast, The Women's Hoop Show. Each episode, I'll be joined by a rotating group of women's basketball experts to talk WNBA, college hoops, the new Unrivaled League, and the shifting landscape of the sport. The game is growing, and so are we. Listen to and follow The Women's Hoop Show and Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hart, Fitzy, and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
To the fifth we go. Everybody bundled up at Fenway Park. Tyler Heineman, the right-handed hitting catcher, leads it off against Garrett Crochet, who's thrown 73 pitches and a line drive up the middle over the leap of Campbell and into center field for a leadoff hit. The Jays have their third knock as we go to the top of the fifth. Greg Whiteley, who directed the wonderful series on Netflix, The Clubhouse, is with us. You know, Greg, when I heard from the Red Sox that they were going to do this thing, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought to myself it would be a big problem, that players would be more reserved, that they wouldn't, because the lifeblood of my job is having open, candid conversations with players in the clubhouse, on the road, around the batting cage as the left-handed hitting Rodin takes a pitch outside for a cutter, 1-0. And so my initial sort of selfish reaction was, well, now everybody's going to be so guarded, they're not going to tell me anything because they're going to worry that the microphones are going to pick everything up. So I'm here to tell you that you guys did such a good job of getting so much, but not doing that as the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed, 1-1. You blended in, and I think you did give players the space and sort of privacy when the time called for it.
First off, I have to say, it is a marvel to watch you work. It's like you have two brains, like a dolphin, that have been separated, where you are talking and interviewing me.
1-1
like,
is a ground ball to third, to
like
second for one.
Jimmy Fallon, and then you have your other half that's watching and monitoring this game. So we made a show called Last Chance U.
Yeah.
And so I've been at this for a while. And we faced, even though we were just going to a junior college, we faced the same level of suspicion.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on. We're trying to win football games here. Your cameras aren't they just going to get in the way? And people are surprised. It usually takes them about 3 or 4 days to realize we're very much like nature photographers. Our whole job is to blend in. And Alex seemed to instinctively understand that. And he was very good about letting us know where we could go and where we couldn't go. And we figured that all out in spring training. So when it came around, by the time the first game, we were fine. Everybody was fine with us.
Runner at first with one down, no score, as Bo Bichette swings and misses at a changeup, and it is 0-2. And, you know, the truth is, a lot of the good stuff is in the dugout, in games, the footage, with some bad play-by-play calls laced over the top. But the real good stuff, Greg, is like in people's homes and apartments where they're opening up, as Bichette skies one foul down the right field line.
Yeah, I think that in order for this show to really work, I mean, look at the media that's here just tonight. The Boston Red Sox are very well chronicled. They don't need another camera to chronicle them unless you're going to give them access to things they've never seen before.
Which your show did. The 0-2 to Bichette is a little bit high.
So I think too, we're living in a day and age where I think there's just a natural hunger for it. And I like getting to know people in their natural habitat. I like to see where does Duran live? What's his place like? How does he decorate his apartment?
To say the least. The 1-2 is fouled off on the third base side.
Just comes as a surprise to no one, right?
You know, I just think, as someone who works in and adores the game of baseball, it's the thing I love the most other than my family. It's my livelihood. It's great for our sport that players can tell their stories. We do not, as a sport, do enough of that. The 1-2 from Crochet brushes Bichette back, and it's 2-2.
Well, I think with great pride, baseball, over its 100-plus year history, has protected itself from outsiders. You know, the clubhouse is considered a sanctuary, and I think for good reason. You know, to form a team, there needs to be this element.
Me too. The 2-2 is high in the air into right center field. Rafaela and Refsnyder come together, and Rob is there to make the play, and they're 2 down.
The problem with that, of course, is you take it too far, and you'll have the greatest player in the world walk down the street, other than maybe his hometown, and be largely unrecognized. and I think you can have your cake and eat it too. I think, and if you do it, if you tell these kinds of stories and make this kind of documentary content in a responsible way, you can protect the integrity of the game and still get to know these people as people.
It's really cool. As Vlad Guerrero takes a fastball in the corner, I would assume, Greg, that other major league teams will now be interested in doing similar projects.
I hope so. You know, the show is barely 12 hours old, and so we'll see how it does. But if there is an audience
into
for
right
it,
field, Ref Snyder
look
slides
at that.
and dives and
Referee.
makes the play, and the inning is over. Greg, thanks for the time you spent with us today and all of last year. Congrats on a great project, and thanks for shining a light on a team we love so much.
Well, it's been a thrill to come back. It was a thrill to be here to begin with, and thank you for being so generous with us with your time on our show, not just on camera, but off. You were very, very helpful.
I appreciate it so much. Thanks.
Thanks, Will.
All right, that's Greg Whiteley, the wonderful Emmy-winning director of the Clubhouse season with the Boston Red Sox. We are going to the bottom of the fifth. No score, Sox and Jays on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents your work horoscope for this week. Deadlines are in retrograde, which we all know can bring some intense energy. Our advice: fend off this forecast with Canva. Like Canva whiteboards to counter creative blocks, and Canva docs for clarity in communications. If you have any sales deals coming through, results will be in your favor with Canva presentations, manifesting many wins for you. It's a great week to love your work at canva.com.
College sports hold a mythic place in American culture, but sometimes the drama off the court overshadows the action on it.
The higher-ups are concerned about one thing, and that is avoiding scandal.
I'm Margot Gray. On the new podcast, Campus Files, we cover everything, including some of the biggest scandals in college sports. Listen to and follow Campus Files, an Odyssey original podcast, available now on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Red Sox Nation, imagine replacing your roof once and never worrying about it again. With Interlock Metal Roofing, you get the last roof you'll ever need. Durable, beautiful, and backed by a lifetime warranty. For over 25 years, homeowners across New England have trusted Interlock to protect their homes. Make the switch today. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com or call 866-733-5811 for a free quote. One roof, one call for life. NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
1-1 to Romy Gonzalez, who swung at the first pitch from Easton Lucas. It is a tough night to hit at Fenway Park. The pitch to Romy is a strike on the inside corner. Pitcher's in control. Romy lined out sharply to left his first time. Jays with 3 hits, Sox with 2. Lucas throws. Romy takes one in the dirt. Cutter bounced well in front of the plate. Red Sox baseball brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 48 years and the official truck of the Red Sox. We got to get caught up and pay off some of our sponsors.
That was such a great conversation, though.
He's
It really
awesome.
was. Got a little bit of a standoff here right now between these pitchers.
Yeah, they're in control. The 1-2 check swing. Did he go? No. That was down and in under the hands of Cutter. And it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think people are going to love it. I mean, it was not a successful year on the field for the Red Sox, but you do get to learn so much about the personalities in that room. 2-2 to Romy. The pitch is outside, a fastball, full count.
When you've got a season that ends up 81-81, you're going to see a lot of ups, you're going to see a lot of downs, you're going to see a lot of personalities. And when you're playing for the Boston Red Sox, you have a fan base that wants to see this content.
No doubt about it. 3-2 to Romy. Here's the pitch, and it is swung on and chopped foul outside of third. 4th inning was brought to you by Cars for Kids, the easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today, and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now at carsforkids.com. That's Cars with a K. Wind howling, temperatures frigid. Here's a looper foul down the right field line. Lucas has needed only now 64 pitches with nobody out in this bottom of the 5th inning.
He's been in complete control, you know, with weather like this, the dry ball, sometimes it's very, very hard to really command. He's done an outstanding job so far. As hard as it is to control this ball, it's a lot harder to hit the ball in this weather.
No doubt about that. Advantage pitchers for sure. 3-2 to Romy. Leading off this 5th inning Here's the pitch. Gonzalez swings and misses. He has gone on 94 miles an hour. He's frustrated as Gonzalez. And the 6th strikeout for Lucas. One away in the 5th.
Ball's 94. It's a heavy baseball, and it's got a lot of get me up. When we were playing, that was called the invisible. It's like, why aren't you hitting this? It's not going anywhere. It's not moving. 94 right down the middle, but it gets on you quick.
Here comes Carlos Narvaez, 1 down and bases empty. 110th pitch of this game brought to you by 110 Grill, gluten-free dining done right. The pitch to Carlos is a strike. What does that mean, Lenny? I mean, you hear that all the time in baseball. A heavy fastball.
It feels a lot harder than what the radar gun tells you. 93, 94 seems hard, but a heavy baseball seems like about 96 to 98.
0-1 is a swing and miss. Is that because of late movement? Just the way the ball travels through the zone?
Yeah, late movement. The RPMs on the ball is getting a ton of rotation. A lot of times it's the extension, how far he gets towards home plate when he releases that baseball. That last inch of release is very, very important. Some guys just do it better than others.
You could argue that maybe nobody in the history of the game did that last inch better than Pedro Martinez. 0-2 to Carlos Narvaez. The pitch is swung on and missed. He got him a cutter. That is 7 strikeouts for Easton Lucas. And this is now becoming one of those nights, Lenny. It was nasty here last night with cold and rain. You're just trying to scratch and claw and find any way to get out of here with a win.
Just put the barrel to the baseball. If you make contact, some way, good things will typically happen. You talk about Pedro Martinez. He didn't have hands, though. He had flippers. Let's face it.
True. Longest fingers ever. Here's Cedon Rafaela. The pitch is a strike. I love when he works on the backfields with guys. And look, it's very well intentioned. He's such a good thinker. He is a genius of pitching and the way to read swings and operate against hitters. It is 0-1 to Cedon. Here's the pitch, and it's another strike 0-2, but the guys he's talking to cannot physically do the stuff that he can.
That's the thing, right? He was always well-intentioned. Even as a player, I remember in Toronto very vividly, he's talking to me about my four-seam fastball and what I'm doing with my grips, and he tells me, he's like, listen, you got to taste the baseball with your fingertips. And I'm like, say what?
Como, the 0-2, is in the dirt. Fastball to Rafaela.
What he was trying to tell me, though, was you really want to feel the very tip of your fingers leave that baseball and just let it rip at the very last moment, rather than the pad of the fingers, right?
Well, he's such a savant in that way, and that really was so much of his magic. The 1-2 is popped up into shallow right field. It's going to be a tough play coming in. Is Springer. He'll get there, though, on the run. Make the grab, and the inning is over. 4 straight sent down. More on Pedro and Lenny when we return. No Scores, Sox and Jays in the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents the killer of productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting could have been an email.
Run.
Canva had a creative solve.
Forget email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices and breakdowns every week. I'll be joined by hoop experts all year long. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes to the IRS. Billions in tax relief is now being made available to struggling taxpayers, giving thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in savings away to those who qualify. If you're facing wage garnishment, threatening letters, audits, liens, levies, or already in a payment plan, you can now expedite the resolution to your tax problem, end collections, and even qualify to reduce a large portion of what you owe. Stop IRS Debt has established a relief hotline for you to call to check what savings and options you qualify for. Dial 800-759-3413. With many people facing job loss and rising cost of living, these special IRS initiatives are designed to aid delinquent taxpayers with the relief that they need to get a fresh start. For a free consultation to see what savings you qualify for, call 800-759-3413. 800-759-3413. 800-759-3413.
The Christian Arcan Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Anthony Santander coming to the plate at the top of the 6th inning.
Look at Lenny as the first pitch from Crochet. He has a fastball that misses outside. It's your second game. You're already like an old pro.
Old? You got that right.
I don't know about that. You look like you're about 15 years old, like you could take the mound right now. 1-0 to Santander. Crochet throws and a high fly foul. Out of play on the first base side. A changeup, and it's 1-1. Let's take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Santander chops one to short. Story throws wide. Romy tags the runner Santander out. That was a really nice athletic play by Gonzalez behind Crochet. And in this top of the 6th inning, there's one away.
Yeah, it's a great athletic play right there. Oftentimes, when you know the ball is going to be errant to the left there, you just take the glove and the ball and let the momentum, the inertia of the baseball take you right into the tag. Really good job of chasing after him right there.
Inertia, that is a Stetson University word right there.
It's not Stanford.
Hey, here's the 1-out first pitch to George Springer. It misses up and away for ball 1. I mean, people, when they think of Stetson, they think Kluber, DeGrom, and DiNardo, don't you think?
In that order. Right. I'd like to say that, well,
you were the trendsetter. The first pitch, the 1-0 pitch to Springer's a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, I like to think that maybe my career at Stetson, because I was a pretty darn good college pitcher, maybe that helped recruit these next generation of ball players to go there.
I'm sure that's true. 1 out in this 6th inning. No score. The 1-1 is high in the air into left center field. Does it have enough? It's back at the track at the wall, and it is way out of here. Wow, George Springer lifts off to dead center left of the flagpole, and it is 1-0 Toronto.
You know, when you're in a good old-fashioned show-off right here, which pitcher is going to make the first mistake? Well, there you go right there. This little too much at the plate right there. Springer's been extremely hot. We saw him have multiple hits in yesterday's game. He was pitching around him a lot tonight, but made that mistake over the middle. This is the type of hitter that's going to do damage on those mistakes.
I mean, he's had sort of an up-and-down few years with the Blue Jays, but that dude has a knack for big swings and big moments, and when he gets hot, he's terrifying as Ernie Clement takes a fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, cut fastball. You want that to be on the inner half, and if it's not in, you want it away, kind of back door.
Here's a little blooper to shallow center field. Long run in for Saydon. He will dive and make the play. Holy smokes. Gold Glove D in center for Saydon. 2 nights, 2 brilliant plays, and they're 2 down.
It's unbelievable the plays that this kid is making. You're looking at a Gold Glover. Take it to the bank right now. He holds his own in an outfield where there's already a Gold Glover in right field.
Spectacular. They could win him at all 3 spots. They really could, these Red Sox, as Davis Schneider digs in. And I think the swing right there from Springer, Crochet's been paying attention the last couple of days. He knows that he's the guy to stay away from. That pitch was dropped by Narvaez, but called a strike, and it's 0-1.
You're at the point right now where if you're not feeling the ball, if you feel like you're just a little bit more erratic than usual, you're trying to throw strikes, you're trying to get strike 1, you're trying to get ahead, and oftentimes what that result means is you just leave one over the middle.
0-1 is hard on the ground toward third, backhanded by Bregman. He throws across the diamond, and Romy can't make the pick. A low throw from Bregman. That'll be an error on the Red Sox third baseman. And the inning continues. We will bring you the 4th inning bell, which is brought to you by Russell Hackman and the team at Hackman Wealth Partners, Boston's premium retirement planning specialist with offices in Boston, Wakefield, Waltham, and Hingham.
Ball's not only cold for the pitcher, it's cold for the infielders too. Don't want to make an excuse right there. He had plenty of time to set his feet, and he did, but he just made an errant throw a little bit too far down and to the right.
That's his 2nd error of the year. Here now his former teammate Miles Straw, but first Crochet steps off. That hurts because Garrett has thrown 96 pitches. And it feels like this is certainly his final inning of work. Stays out there with 2 down.
Yeah, the 1st and 3rd inning, he was up into the mid-20s as far as his pitch count. Every other inning, he's been in the teens.
Straw 0 for 2. He takes outside a fastball, and it's 1-0. A little velo drop from Crochet there, 91 miles an hour.
Not sure if he meant to do that or not. I don't think he's probably going to be 95, 96 right here is my guess.
One on, two out, a run in. The pitch is a slider that misses a little bit low. That's the cutter that looks like a slider. It was a ball, and it's 2-0.
We have a lot of pitches these days that kind of are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
The sweeper came onto the scene pretty recently. We used to call that a slurve.
Well, what makes his cutter so special is it does have that vertical drop like a slider. 2-0 is low, a fastball at 92, and it is 3-0.
Yeah, that two-plane movement you're talking about, it moves glove side, but also has a lot of depth to it underneath the barrels.
So Springer has homered. An error extended the inning, and Crochet's about to throw his 100th pitch here. Trying to get out of this inning and get the club into the dugout. The pitch is low, ball 4. Well, that is not at all what the Red Sox wanted. I'm sure as Andrew Bailey comes out, someone will soon get up in the Red Sox bullpen.
Not to mention that was a strike. Pitch definitely hit the bottom of the zone right there.
I didn't check the umpire's scorecard last night on Alex Tosi. I'll do that here in a minute, but he seemed to have an atrocious night behind the plate.
It just seemed like it was revolving, right? What you're looking for an umpire. If he's going to call a certain pitch in a certain zone, you'd like for it to be consistent throughout the game, and it just wasn't there. And umpires are going to have bad games too. They're going to be inconsistent. They're human beings, but at this level, you want them to be as consistent with their zone as possible.
That's all anybody asks for. The bullpen report is brought to you by Interlock Metal Roofing. Never re-roof again. NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. I mean, it's unfair to Crochet. You can't win them all, but it does feel doubly important for the Red Sox to win the games that he does start. It's just sort of the life of an ace. 1-0. Jays trying to stem the tide right here. Here's Tyler Heineman. He cannot stop his swing, and a cutter down in under the hands, and it's 0-1.
5 2/3 so far, 1 run. You'd feel like he's given the team a shot to go out there and win this ball game.
It's so hard to come by. Zach Kelly's going to be the first to throw. 0-1. The pitch is on the ground to the right side. Long racing dive from Campbell. Glove spins, throws wide at first, and an error is going to give the Blue Jays another run. That one was yanked off of the Red Sox dugout. Campbell did the hard part, but a defensive meltdown has the Blue Jays ahead 2-0.
A little bit of a rush job right there. Hard and great job going to get this baseball, but you can see that his footwork when he threw the baseball, he was completely wide open. Threw the ball about 6-7 feet toward the right of Romy.
Now they score that an infield hit, and then the runners advance on an error, which I do not agree with at all. I mean, I know it was a hard chance to get over there, but once he was there, an accurate throw would have gotten the runner at first. Here is Alan Roden, a strike on the outside corner. As it is, all the runs from here on unearned because of the error from Bregman.
This is kind of an anomaly so far through this season. Other than today, we've seen a great defense. It's kind of a contrast from last season.
It is. So now second and third really got to stop the bleeding here as a change up to Roden is outside 1-1. You got second and third with 2 runs in. Crunch time for Crochet, who's thrown 104 pitches. I think no matter what, this is last hitter. 1-1 the pitch. That's up and in. He's just not been as sharp in this inning.
Yeah, you can see the cutter, the sweeper, doesn't have that same break. The fastball down to 91, 92, about 5-6 mile an hour from the first and second inning.
And it's hard to blame him on a night like this. Utterly freezing. The 2-1 is up and in. He almost hit him with a fastball, and it's 3-1. And now the wheels start turning. This gets totally dicey because you got Bo Bichette, who loves this ballpark, on deck. And a huge pitch coming here to Alan Roden. Second and third, 2 runs in. The pitch is outside, ball 4. I'm sure that'll do it for Crochet. And what a spot this is about to be for Zach Kelly. The bases will be loaded. Bo Bichette to hit. Alex Cora taking the gloves off in the dugout. Here he comes with the lineup card and the changes. He'll go to the right-handed reliever, Zach Kelly. So the Blue Jays have 2 in, loaded up, and dicey times at Fenway Park. For the love of a mouth-watering tender roast, hurry to Shaw's and Star Market right now. B5 round roast or bottom round roast, $3.97 a pound when you use the digital coupon. Nice hand for Crochet. He battled tonight. Really just one mistake to Springer, then the defense let him down in this inning. Zach Kelly's going to have to battle when we come back. Bases loaded. Bichette coming up. 2-0 Jays on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV.
Do you suffer from projectile dysfunction? That's when there's something stuck in your drains and pipes causing a backup. It can happen to the best of us, and Drains by James can get you unclogged and feeling free again. Projectile dysfunction can be serious if not treated right away. It will impact things at home, and you'll wonder why you didn't take care of it sooner. Go to drainsbyjames.com. Drains by James. They give a poop about your pipes.
What a spot for Zach Kelly, who's been really good for the Red Sox to begin the year, but an enormous jam here. Crochet is out. The bases are loaded with 2 down, and the surging Bo Bichette, who loves Fenway Park, is set to hit. Kelly pitched in 3 games. Got the hold on Friday against the Cardinals. It was a little shaky, though. Couple hits and a run allowed. His stuff is electric, and he'll need it here.
He's got a good fastball, and you're talking about a right-handed batting average against at 125 right here. So if he can hit his spots, you're looking at a guy that's swinging from get-go. If he can get it off the label of the bat, maybe get a ground ball right here and get out of the center, it'd be great for the Sox.
Crochet threw a career high in pitches. Previously 103, the high watermark, and here is Kelly. What a crossroads in this game. Right here, Bichette digs in. He singled, walked, and flied to right. The pitch is a strike right there, 92 on the outside half, and it's 0-1.
I think this is the first time I've seen Bichette not swing at the first pitch.
He loves to offer early. 0-1. Pitch is in there. A great fastball again at the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-2. League leaders and who's circling the drain, presented by Drains by James, Eastern Mass's leader in residential and commercial drain cleaning and pipe lining. Bases loaded, 0-2. Kelly to Bichette. Here's the pitch, and Bichette chops it foul on the third base side and out of play.
It's a great 0-2 pitch right there. It's probably 8 inches inside, right off the hands.
What does that set up now?
Well, you can go in again. You can double up, which is probably, he's not thinking that. He's probably thinking breaking ball away right here because he threw that pitch. But I'm always a fan of doubling up when you've got 94 inside, especially on a night like tonight.
See if we can find some kindling. 0-2. Kelly throws, and he goes the other way. A sinker outside. It did miss. Good take by Bichette. And it's 1-2. George Springer, who homered in this inning, has the league's best batting average now, surpassing Wilyer Abreu. Then death of the Dodgers, Fernando Tatis Jr. of the Padres hitting .381. 1-2. Ground ball up the middle into center field. That's a base hit. It will score 2, and it is 4-0 Toronto.
It's a little more of what we've seen a lot of last night. Actually made a pretty good pitch. The ball was just hit to the left, the shortstop. Made a good pitch, got the ball on the ground, just out of reach from the infield.
Well, all these runs unearned, and nobody feels worse about this than Alex Bregman, who made that throwing error, what would have ended the inning with just 1 run in. So a couple inherited runners score. Their unearned runs to Crochet's ledger. Garrett goes 5 2/3 tonight, and not nearly out of trouble yet, because here's Vlad Guerrero Jr. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch is rocketed into right field, but it'll hang up for Refsnyder. 2 his righties there to make the play. Inning is over. Blue Jays bat around. They score 4. Bottom 6 next. 4-0 Toronto in the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents your work horoscope for this week. Deadlines are in retrograde, which we all know can bring some intense energy. Our advice: fend off this forecast with Canva. Like Canva whiteboards to counter creative blocks, and Canva docs for clarity in communications. If you have any sales deals coming through, results will be in your favor with Canva presentations, manifesting many wins for you. It's a great week to love your work at canva.com.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline, or a 2.99% APR on a 2025 CR-V.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those three listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places that I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Now the Red Sox need to get the offense going. They trail now by 4 runs. Easton Lucas continues. Here's Jaron Duran. He takes a strike on the outside corner. I know it's cold. I know it's hard to hit, but you would hope, Lenny, that the third time through the order against a guy with pretty average stuff could benefit the Sox.
I mean, he's getting it done with basically just a fastball. He's sprinkling in his secondary, but it's really the fastball that's been dominating. The reason? Because he's locating so well. He's able to go up, down, in and out, and he's not walking anybody. One walk, very economical, 72 pitches after 5 innings, going right after him.
Another good pitch to Duran. It is 0-2. Last year, the first guy in baseball since 1968 to lead the game in doubles and triples. Lou Brock the last. The 0-2 is chop foul on the first base side. Easy to sort of close your eyes and think of Lou Brock and Bob Gibson and Ozzie Smith, the Red Shanedees, and Stan Musial and all those great Cardinals on the warning track with the Clydesdales on opening day and in the World Series. I know you remember that well in 04. The 0-2 swing and a miss. Duran is struck out, and there's one away in the 6th.
That's just 93 miles an hour right there. I mean, again, nothing really special. But the pitch before that really set it up well. You're thinking 83 miles an hour arm side off the plate, 83 to 93, 10 mile an hour difference right there. Makes it seem like it's about 98.
Here's Chad Green warming up in the bullpen. Still just 76 pitches thrown by Lucas. Devers now with one down, the base is empty. He swings and misses. He might have gotten a piece of that. It popped out of the glove of the catcher, and it's 0-1. Code word of the game, hit for the cycle, all bunched up. It's really just an amalgamation of letters. Hit for the cycle. Enter your code letters in the member portal today to claim your points. That Lenny hit for the cycle in high school. 0-1. The pitch is fouled off, and it's 0-2.
I had 5 at-bats in the big leagues, and it's probably one of my proudest moments. It's the ugliest swing in the world, but I got my one hit.
Little duck snort?
It was terrible. It was terrible. Check swing to Barry Bonds in San Francisco, 2007.
No way. 0-2. The pitch is in the dirt. At that time, I think it was probably called Pac Bell Park. It was a summer day in San Francisco. Attaboy.
Right between Barry and Omar Vizquel. If those two guys can't get it, it's a hit.
No doubt.
Tommy Glavine grounded me out, though.
Did he really?
Very proud of that swing.
You got him. His brother does such a great job as the coach at BC, at BU, I should say. The 1-2 pitch is a slider up and in. It's 2-2.
He's a guy that I grew up kind of admiring. Him and Clemens were my guys. I had one righty and one lefty, guys that I kind of wanted to emulate. It's a little bit more like Glavine than Clemens as far as the velocity, though.
2-2. Pitch. And Rafi is in there. He takes a slider outside, 3-2. Omar Vizquel is one of my favorite ball players to ever watch. I mean, as slick a shortstop as you could ever have. And
just made it look so easy.
Every play right on time. 3-2 is drilled into right field. That's down for a base hit. Rafi's aboard. Red Sox have only their third hit, and I don't know why I just had a mental cramp. Obviously, Mike Glavitt is the head baseball coach at Northeastern. I mean, I could just rattle all the schools in New England off before I get it right. Had a great time talking to Mike and all those Husky folks down at spring training this year.
Will, you don't make many mistakes. You're allowed. It's okay.
It's a cold night for me, too. My brain literally frozen.
Brain freeze.
Here comes John Schneider. He's going to lift the pitcher, Lucas, here with Bregman due up. They'll go to the right-hander, Green. Sox trying to get something started here. They trail 4-0 in the bottom of the sixth, but plenty of time yet to go here for Boston. Lucas did a heck of a job. Blue Jays 4, Red Sox nothing. Pitching change time. Before we do that, we'll tell you that this copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of the Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of EEI and the Red Sox. 4-0, but a rally starter from Devers. More after this. The Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
During this call to the bullpen, your New England Ford dealers remind you that this is the perfect time to check out all their great Ford truck offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on Ford F-150, built Ford tough and smarter than ever. The legendary Super Duty, our most capable heavy-duty pickup, and the turbocharged Ranger, ready for your next adventure. Visit buyfordnow.com and see why now's the time to buy or lease your new Ford truck.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturo Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
One out in the bottom of the sixth. Got a little bit of pitching change here. Green on the mound, right-handed pitcher. 16 for 16 in save situations for this start of last season. Bringing in the big guns today in the sixth inning. They want this W.
Yeah, they'll go for it here, these Blue Jays, where they used the high leverage relievers last night. It'll be the heart of the order, Bregman and then Refsnyder. You do wonder in this spot whether Alex Cora might well be tempted to go to Wilyer Abreu with a right-hander on the mound. Refsnyder's out on deck for now, but I think almost certainly, especially if Bregman can get on base here, you might see Abreu come to the plate. Bregman is flied to right, flied to left. 4-0 Blue Jays. Here's the pitch. And it is a strike on the inside corner. Bregman, I'm sure, looking to atone a little bit. His two-out error sort of set the wheels in motion for 3 more Blue Jay runs. Green last year, 53 appearances, a 3.21 ERA. 0-1. Bregman takes a ball outside, slider, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, pretty atypical for Bregman. Gold Glove caliber third baseman.
He's seen Green 8 times, only 1 hit against him. 1-1 with Rafi at first. Here's the pitch. And it is ripped foul on the first base side. You're talking about your one big league hit in San Francisco. This is a little bit of a candlestick night tonight. We got napkins blowing around in the outfield. There's not a chain link fence in the outfield.
I have memories of warming up down the right field line as a bullpen guy, and you're literally 5 feet away from fans yelling at you.
1-2 is swung on and missed. He struck him out with 94 miles an hour, and there are 2 away.
That bullpen, you're facing home plate too, so if you throw one past the catcher, it rolls around.
Everybody's going to know about it.
Yeah. Guess who doesn't have it today?
You better be extra careful there. So Bregman is the Red Sox 9th strikeout of the day. And here comes Rob Refsnyder. He will hit for himself here. Pitch is a strike. on the inside corner. What do you think? I mean, I know Alex wants to save guys for maybe potentially bigger spots later in games, and Ref Snyder does not play enough. He hasn't hit enough this year, so he's in the cleanup spot. I guess maybe that's part of the calculus here. The napkin is now in front of second base. The 0-1 is outside. And it's 1-1.
And I feel like he's been so good against lefties. His right-handed at-bats have been overshadowed a little bit. He'll put together a good at-bat versus a righty as well. So he's given a little bit of opportunity right here.
You'd love one right here with Trevor Story on deck. 4-0 Blue Jays. 1 on, 2 out. The pitch is swung on and missed. It just must be miserable to hit tonight. That's why those defensive miscues, 2 errors in this top of the 6th, hurt so much because it's just hard to score runs.
Coming off the bench in this weather has to be very, very difficult.
That's another part of it. It's a great point. 1-2. The pitch is high with a fastball.
You're risking a guy if he's not completely warmed up. You know, you see hamstring pulls all the time, calf pulls, something. If you're just a little bit colder than normal, it doesn't take a lot playing this game.
I think it's a really good call. He's just not warm or loose at all. 2-2 to Ref Snyder. Raffy not much of a lead at first. The pitch is ripped down the left field line. Fair ball. It's going to bang off the wall. Raffy heads for second. He will hold there. Ref Snyder does exactly what Lenny predicted. That's a shot. Kind of a bad break that it hit that wall, but the Red Sox have him at first and second with 2 down.
Remind me to thank him tomorrow for making me look like I know what I'm doing.
He is such an impressive player. No matter what you ask him to do, he seems to deliver most of the time.
I mean, he's a glue guy, too. Good clubhouse guy. Does whatever you ask. And he's got veteran status, right, on a team where there's a lot of youngsters. They can look to him.
So now here's a big spot for Trevor's Story. He's 1 for 3 with a double against this pitcher, Chad Green. 2 on, 2 out. 4-0 Jays. The pitch is fouled back, trying to launch right there. Spoils it, and it's 0-1. Candlestick Park, not many people miss it. I mean, their new yard out there, it's not new anymore. It's, 23 years old. Is a true beauty. But it had some wonderful eccentricities, did Candlestick Park. Not only the wind howling, the hot dog wrappers all over the place. The 0-1 is outside. It was so cold there. I mean, the Mark Twain line, the coldest winter I ever spent was summer in San Francisco. It really does ring true. And if you stayed through a game where the temperature dropped below 40 degrees, they gave you a little pin called a quad candlestick. 1-1 is swung on and missed, a slider, and it is 1-2.
I can't remember if Keith Falk played there or not. I seem to recall he might have had a little bit of time there when he was with the Giants, but yeah, there's a reason why they built the new park.
Yes. Classic Stories. They surveyed the area and they just picked the wrong day. They felt like that was going to be a place with little wind in San Francisco. It did not quite pan out that way. 1-2 to Trevor Story. 4-0 Blue Jays. 2 on, 2 out. Chad Green is ready. He throws. Trevor takes outside a slider. And it's 2-2. Raffy's got to be a little bit careful here. I mean, he wants to score on anything. Into the outfield with 2 outs. He is really dancing around at second, getting a huge secondary lead.
And last night we saw a pickoff move. You're getting your sign, and right before you come up and make the set position, they actually made a pickoff.
Here's a high pop-up on the right side of the infield. Vlad Guerrero, the first baseman, is having a tough time, but in the end he battles the wind and makes the play, and that ends the threat. We go to the 7th inning, 4-0 Blue Jays in the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And we're back with Canva Presents Secret Sounds Work Edition. Caller, guess this sound.
It's a mouse click.
So close. That's actually publishing a website with Canva Docs. Next caller.
Definitely a mouse click.
Nice try. It was sorting 100 sticky notes with a Canva whiteboard. We also would have accepted resizing a Canva video into 10 different sizes.
What? No way.
Yes way. 1 click can go a long way. Love your work at canva.com.
Some people follow the rules, but where's the fun in that? I'm Soraya, and this is Rule Breakers, the podcast where we celebrate the rebels, the risk takers, and the ones who make their own way. Every week, I sit down with the boldest voices in sports, entertainment, and beyond to talk about breaking barriers, defying expectations, and rewriting the rules. No limits, no apologies, just real talk. Follow and listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya, an Odyssey podcast available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Want to listen to WEEI on the go? Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Zach Kelly continues in the game. You'll see Anthony Santander in the top of the 7th. It's 4-0 Blue Jays. We should have a quad to Fenway tonight for these brave souls who have hung around. It is utterly frigid as Santander pops the first pitch back. Narvaez will give it a look, but I think that's in the seats. It is, and that's strike one. Arbella Insurance Foundation, dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Every strikeout from a Red Sox pitcher during the season, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. They're here for the Jimmy Fund, and here for good. I was talking to Garrett Whitlock about his great work with the Jimmy Fund a couple of days ago. 0-1 to Santander. The pitch, swing and a miss. Really good changeup. And it's 0-2. Apparently the players we're going to not really visit as often until cold and flu season go away, and then they'll be over there all the time. He's such a perfect representative for this club.
He really is. What just an outstanding individual he is.
0-2 to Santander. Red Sox have a lot of them, but he is at the top of the heap for that. Whitlock is the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Good changeup from Kelly. Had a good start in the top of the 7th.
Garrett holds a special place for me. He's another Rule 5 guy, too. We tend to stick together. We have meetings every other week.
Santander was a Rule 5 guy for the Orioles from the Houston Astros. That's good timing there. Here's George Springer, UConn star, then longtime Astro, huge free agent deal with the Blue Jays, and he put them ahead tonight.
A guy that's seeing watermelons right now as well.
He absolutely is. He's walked and homered and struck out. He takes a strike from Kelly on a sweeper. It's on one. What a different kind of pressure, Lenny, that is. On the one hand, as a Rule 5 pick, you're going to be on the big league club. It gives you a little extra security, particularly as a pitcher. The 0-1 is rocketed into left center field. That's a base hit. Duran and Cedon come together, and Rafael is there to make the play to hold Springer to a single. What was your mindset the first time in 04 as a Rule 5 ad?
It was to keep my mouth shut, my eyes open, listen to everything I possibly could. You know, it was 21 years ago now. And that was a time where, you know what, you're carrying beer for veterans. They've got you singing your fight song in the national anthem at the head of the bus where the driver is. I had to wear a Hooters outfit from Toronto to Tampa.
Now,
Hazing
that's
was a
something, I don't know if I'd actually like to see it. Here's Ernie Clement. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and foul. That's an old school hit and run right there for the Blue Jays. Strike one.
Yeah, it was, and I was glad to do it. I was happy to be in a big league uniform. The previous year in 2003, I was in the Mets organization pitching an A ball, and I had a month of AA pitching in front of hot dog vendors and girlfriends, basically. And the next year, you're in Fenway Park. So it was eye-opening. I learned so much. Couldn't have asked for a better group of veterans to kind of learn the trade from.
You talked about how Tim Wakefield in some ways took you under his wing when you were a rookie. 0-1 to Clement. The pitch is outside. But I have heard a lot of stories from a lot of his teammates that to rookies, he was a little bit different. There was kind of a fine line with Wakey.
Yeah, and it's how he came up as a rookie. When he came up with the Pirates, there were certain guys that back then that were veterans that would...
1-1 is skied into deep left field. Back on it, Duran right in front of the scoreboard. He is there to make the play. Top spinning fly, and they're 2 down.
And that's just how it was back in the day. You know, you got to earn your stripes, so to speak, and if you started acting a certain way, if you sat on the couch or took the remote as a rookie, he would look at you and say, hey, man, you got to get a little bit more dirt in your spikes before you start doing that, right? And as a rookie, you don't appreciate the father figure in the clubhouse. But as a 45-year-old now, I kind of look back and appreciate the lessons and everything that I learned from him, as well as the other veterans at the time.
Well, there are not many days I come here and don't think about Wake. What a wonderful gentleman. Of course, he and Stacy lost way too soon, too close together. We think about Trev and Bree all the time. 2 outs, runner at first. The pitch is fouled off on the third base side.
And speaking of the Jimmy Fund, I mean, yeah. Bree going to the Jimmy Fund, kind of following the footsteps of Tim and Stacy. It's hard not to get emotional when you see the work that she's continuing to do and to be a part of, you know, different things that she's associated with. She went to Mike Timlin's ALS run for his mom this past year.
Totally unsurprising. 0-1 is a real troubling line drive down the line, but it is foul off the bat of Andres Jimenez, a pinch hitter here for Davis Schneider. And it is 0-2. baseball is such a funny game, and it's passed on from fathers and grandfathers to sons, and I mean, I obviously remember not only watching games, but listening to them on the radio. I mean, I vividly remember being a 13-year-old kid listening to Wakefield pitch in that 92 NLCS. Here's a ground ball on the right side. Campbell backhands, he flips to the second base bag, and the inning is over. Stretch time at Fenway Park, 4-0. Blue Jays lead the Sox in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents your work horoscope for this week. Deadlines are in retrograde, which we all know can bring some intense energy. Our advice: fend off this forecast with Canva. Like Canva whiteboards to counter creative blocks, and Canva docs for clarity in communications. If you have any sales deals coming through, results will be in your favor with Canva presentations, manifesting many wins for you. It's a great week to love your work at canva.com.
I'm Rhett. And I'm Link. And we're the hosts of the podcast Ear Biscuits. We're just two lifelong friends who've been talking about life for a long time.
From being dads to businessmen to all the random things we experience, nothing is off limits.
And now we're talking to you. We're answering your questions, giving advice that you may or may not want to take, and listening to your hilarious stories.
So leave us a voicemail to be part of the show at
1-888-EARPOD-1 on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
This is Christian Campbell. You're listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Yariel Rodriguez, the right-hander, is on for the Blue Jays. They lead 4-0 in the bottom of the 7th. On the Subaru of New England scoreboard, the Yankees fell earlier today. In Detroit, final score there 5-0. Rays lead 2-0, rather trail 2-0. They're hosting the Angels this evening. Baltimore a little bit later tonight in Arizona. Little love goes a long way in the 25 Forester hybrid. Here's Christian Campbell, who takes a strike on the outside corner. Fastball and it's 0-1. But I mean, I can close my eyes right now, Lenny, and think back to 1992. Teenager at the time. I can remember quite literally the room I was sleeping in with the radio on, listening to Wakefield in Game 6 of that NLCS with the Pirates and the Braves. The 0-1 to Campbell is ripped into center field. It looks like it'll hang up, though. It is going to be caught on the run in center. I mean, Campbell barrels it up, but he is retired. And a catch by Straw, one away.
It really is an amazing story. You know, he was a really good hitter in college, into the minor leagues. And then finally, he's going to get released. Someone lets him know that, listen, you're almost done, right? And he finds the wherewithal to throw a knuckleball and then have a career so long.
Brilliant career as a pitcher, and what a tough competitor he was here. The pitch to Romy is outside from Yariel Rodriguez, 1-0. 4-0 Blue Jays in the 7th inning. And you think about all the bullets he took for the Red Sox. He gave up the homer to Aaron Boone after pitching brilliantly that day. The 1-0, swing and a miss at a slider. And then in the 0-4 playoffs, before the comeback began, I mean, he was supposed to start Game 4, but he took so many innings out of the bullpen. And I think in a lot of ways there's a comparison to Nate Eovaldi in 18, sort of saving the club there.
Talk about a guy that would just do whatever they asked.
1-1 is ripped down the left field line. Stay fair. It did. Bangs off the CVS sign. Romy bangs around first. He's into second. Gonzalez has hit it hard tonight, and he's in scoring position with one away in the 7th. That was my inner Hawk Harrelson coming out. Stay fair. It did.
Willed it.
And now, here's the spot they'll use Abreu for. So that's more of the Cora calculus, where he wants to get lesser hitters in the bottom of the order out of the lineup. So Willier will bat here with 1 out in the 7th inning. That means Blake Sabol will make his Red Sox debut when we get to the 8th.
It's a lot of opportunity last inning. Really couldn't get it done. Now we have another one right here. You want to make the most of the situation. You've got a reliever in the ball game. You're obviously seeing it so far better than the starter. Lucas was outstanding tonight. So, you got to take advantage of this opportunity. You're running out of time.
Well, this is one where it's one and done for Abreu. I mean, he will hit, and that'll be it for him. They got the lefty in the bullpen do the Toronto Blue Jays, because obviously after this you got Cedon, but then Duran and Devers, a couple left-handers. So this right-hander Rodriguez will face Abreu. He has to, and then he'll stay in for Cedon. And likely that'll be it. Here we go. Abreu's been so hot to start this season. He was 0 for last night, but hard to blame him given the conditions. 424, 3 homers and 12 driven in. Boy, could this club and this ballpark right now use a little bolt.
We talk about the slow heartbeat. Prototypical example right here.
He embodies it. The pitch is on a loop to shortstop, caught by Bichette. He got jammed a little bit there, did Abreu. Touch over anxious. Good pitch by Rodriguez, and they're 2 away.
Pitch in great location right there. That did not feel good off the hands right there.
It's so hard to come in cold and pinch hit, in spite of what Romy and Refsnyder so often do. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. You deserve a car that thrills you. Nissan's got an exciting full lineup. Put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Here's Cedon. 2 down. Romy at second. The pitch is fouled back. Man, he took a big rip on a really well-located fastball in on the hands, and it's 0-1.
Well located in 96 miles an hour.
Go get him.
Good luck.
Cedon has singled and flied to right. 0-1. Rodriguez sets. He throws, and Cedon takes way high a fastball. And it's 1-1. You just sort of feel like if the Red Sox could scratch one across, or even 2 here in the 7th, put a little pressure on the Blue Jays, that would make an enormous difference.
Just a little bit of momentum. There's been 0 momentum offensively.
Duran is out on deck. 1-1. Pitch is pop foul on the first base side. It's amazing, Lenny, given what happened here over the weekend. I mean, the Red Sox get the walk-off win in Game 1 of the doubleheader, and then they put up 18 runs in Game 2. But conditions and good pitching have sort of silenced the offense.
And you can't give a big league team, more than 27 outs at the end of the day.
They've done that tonight. 1-2 to Cedon. Here's the pitch, and it is in the dirt. And that is really, to this point, the story of the game. Springer gets Crochet, a bomb to center field, but 3 unearned runs. This would feel so different were it not for poor infield defense.
And it's been a lot better this year. Hopefully that's just an anomaly, and we make the routine plays. We've seen a outstanding defense, more double plays turned than any other team in the league.
So here's Cedon, 2-2 to him. Romy runs so well, he leads at second. Outfield shaded toward the triangle in right center. 2-2 is just low and in. That's a great take from Rafaela. He's an aggressive hitter, and he was very patient there.
When he first came up to the big leagues, we noticed right away that the tools are there. That was the one thing that he needed to work on. Strike zone awareness.
3-2. Romy at second. Rodriguez is ready. He throws. Cedon swings and grounds one on a hop towards second. It is off the glove of Schneider into the outfield. The Red Sox are on the board. It's an infield hit for Cedon, and it is 4-1.
There's your momentum right there. You got to roll with that. Continue to put the ball and bat together. Good things will happen.
So Romy and Rafaela trigger a little rally, and they got the left-hander up. You'd have to figure John Schneider's going to come out here. And he does. Blue Jays will go to the bullpen. Duran has a chance to make this thing really interesting. For the love of a mouth-watering tender roast, hurry to Shaw's and Star Market right now. B5 round roast or bottom round roast, $3.97 a pound when you use the digital coupon. Duran coming up. 4-1 Jays in the bottom of the 7th. Little, the lefty, coming on after this on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Brendan Little is the left-hander who is on. He's already pitched in 6 games for these Blue Jays, and he will get Duran and hopefully Devers. Sox have scored a run. They trail by 3. Little, 5 2/3 innings. He has struck out 8 in those innings. He has been touched up a little bit, and actually lefties are 4 for 12 against him with a home run, and this is a big spot for Duran and Devers.
Yeah, another reliever coming in, probably a little bit cold coming out of the bullpen. You got to be patient. Make sure you get a good pitch to hit. Don't be over anxious. We've seen that far too many times, swinging at the first pitch when a reliever comes in the game. Try to see as many pitches as possible so you get a good beat on where the ball is going to be.
And your point, Lenny, is a good one, which is on a night like this, it is quite literally he's cold. He's not normally this sort of tight coming onto the mound.
Even we've seen the starters take just a little bit of time in the past glues to get that sweat and actually feel where this ball is coming off their fingers. So again, if you're cold, let them be cold. Let them be cold.
Runner at first, Cedon might be thinking about it, even with the lefty on the mound, as Duran takes one in the dirt, and Cedon will race to second. That one off the netting, and Cedon will hold at second. In some ways, I think that's a bad break for the Red Sox. That thing might have ridden up the netting, and Cedon could have found himself at third. As it is, a totally wild pitch, sort of on cue, Lenny. Little is a rattled pitcher to start.
He's young. He's pitching in Fenway Park in conditions like this.
1-0 to Duran. That was much better. Fastball. I mean, that was middle, but you understand Duran taking it, and it's 1-1. Duran has walked and twice struck out. 4-1 Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th. Rafaela can fly. He's at second. The pitch is swung on and missed. He pulled off that a little bit. That was a fastball beneath the zone, and it's 1-2.
Now you're 1-2. Now you have to protect. Before 0-0-1-1. Anything close now.
1-2. The pitch is a check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. He's rung up by the home plate umpire, Ron Culpa, and Duran is struck out. Inning over. The Red Sox do get a run. We go to the 8th inning. 4-1 Jays in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
We're Raising Cane's with the man that started it all.
Wait, are you the Yes Chef guy?
We got chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries, Texas toast, and their world famous cane sauce. Could shed a tear right now.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
I'm Jordan Robinson, host of the new podcast, The Women's Hoop Show. Each episode, I'll be joined by a rotating group of women's basketball experts to talk WNBA, college hoops, the new Unrivaled League, and the shifting landscape of the sport. The game is growing, and so are we. Listen to and follow The Women's Hoop Show and Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mom, what happens at the end of Goldilocks?
Well, the bears were too nice to kick Goldilocks out, but they wanted her to find her own place. So they told her about Redfin.
But I thought...
Redfin updates its listings every 2 minutes and gives personalized recommendations. So Goldilocks found something that was just right for her.
And lived happily ever after?
Yep, in a cute house by the beach, with no bears.
Download the Redfin app to get started. Equal Housing Opportunity, CADRE, number 01521930.
Arbella Insurance has been serving the New England community for over 35 years. Being your neighbor helps Arbella provide you the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for New England, here for good.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Zach Kelly continues in the game. He's only thrown 17 pitches. Blake Sabol is on for the first time in a big league game for the Red Sox. Longtime San Francisco Giant farmhand. Plenty of time in the show. Here's Miles Straw, right-handed hitter against Kelly. 4-1 Blue Jays. The pitch is a little bit outside, cut fastball, and it's 1-0.
Kelly's got to continue to go out there and throw strikes, get this offense back in the dugout. Hopefully continue some momentum.
Yeah, the last couple of innings, they have had a lot of chances. 1-0. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. You wonder what Craig Breslow's thinking about in the front office with Wong down. They call him week to week with this small fracture in his left pinky. I mean, they brought over Sabol. They got Sebi Zavala still down at AAA. 1-1. The pitch is looped into right field. That's a base hit. Miles Straw just kind of went inside out there and ripped it into the outfield. And he's got a leadoff hit here in the 8th.
Yeah, that swing was basically just trying to make contact and drive it the other way, taking what he was given.
Now, here's the main issue with Sabol, and that is Straw's a veteran. He's not as fast as he once was, but he does not throw well, Sabol. And in the minor leagues this year, 15 for 15 on stolen base attempts.
Which means Kelly has to be that much quicker to home plate. Really has to cut down on the time it takes from first movement to the ball hitting the mitt to give him any semblance of a chance to throw him out.
So, 1 on, none out. Straw held over there at first by Gonzalez. Bregman in at third. The pitch is way high and a fastball by Heineman. When you're thinking about that, can it alter and sort of influence your release and your stuff on the mound?
Well, you practice it enough in the bullpen, right? You put yourself in a scenario. You visualize, okay, this is what I have to do in certain scenarios.
So you will game that out and practice those specific spots.
Yeah, typically at the end of bullpens, at least when I was playing, we would throw 4 or 5 slide steps just to kind of time it out to make sure you're where you need to be.
2-0 after a violation on Kelly. Runner at first. The pitch is way outside a changeup, and it is 3-0. Last year, Straw limited to 7 major league games. He stole only 2 bases, but in 23 with the Guardians, played in 147 games and stole 20 bags. 3 balls and no strikes to Tyler Heineman, batting lefty against Kelly. The pitch is ball 4. It just cannot happen. And there are 2 on with nobody out here in the 8th.
One of the issues that you run into with the pitch clock is prior to the pitch clock, you could sit there and vary your times even more. You could come set as a pitcher and take all the time you need. But now with the pitch clock, the runner knows that you're limited in the amount of time you have to start within a 1-2 second period, depending on what the clock says.
It does give the runners an edge, kind of like they're in the starter's blocks. I say that can't happen. It can on a night like tonight. I mean, it's just so tough out there. Kelly has been filling up the strike zone. And who knows, maybe the impact of the runner at first really sped him up a little bit. 4 misses, and now 2 on with nobody out. You got to be thinking bunt here with Alan Roden.
You're absolutely right, though. When you speed up your body, a lot of times the arm lags, and it affects your release point.
No even hint of a bunt. Roden takes strike 1 on a cutter on the inside corner, 0-1. A 1 hopper on the middle infield. 4-1 Blue Jays. 2 on, nobody out. Pitch, swing and a miss. Really good changeup by Kelly, and it's 0-2. Activity begins in the Red Sox bullpen. It might be Josh Winkowski, I would imagine. Particularly if this game gets out of hand, that's his role. 0-2. Kelly throws, and he misses with a fastball, 1-2.
Just inconsistent with the release point right now. This is what speed on the bases, this is what base runners in general do to pitchers. You start to get out of your comfort zone, you start to move quickly, and you start to use that release point.
It is Wink in the pen. 1-2 pitch. That's a changeup low. Kelly's now thrown 28 pitches. Stay tuned After the game for the Nissan post-game show, you deserve a card that thrills you. Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Now, this is in danger of getting out of hand here because you got 2 on, nobody out. The big hitters for the Blue Jays looming. 2-2 to Rodin. Pitch. Ripped on the right side, foul outside of first. He might have broken his bat there. Outside the chalk, it stays 2-2. Well, let's take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Will Fleming and Lenny DiNardo at Fenway Park. Frigid night. Kelly spikes the rosin bag. Rodin gets a new bat. 4-1. Bregman's throwing error changed this entire game. I mean, 3 unearned runs, the difference in this game for now.
Can't give a big league team more than 27 outs. You got to be able to make the routine plays. Was able to set his feet, just make it error and throw.
2-2 is way high, a fastball, and it's 3-2 with Bichette on deck. And that was eerily reminiscent of a year ago, Lenny, where the infield defense really let the Red Sox down. They've turned all these double plays. It's been better, but now Bregman with 3 errors. The payoff pitch is a soft ground ball foul outside of first.
It really does affect the pitcher's mentality, too. When you have really, I'm not saying that's happening now, but when a pitcher doesn't have confidence in the field behind him, he starts pitching differently. You start staying away from contact. You start getting behind hitters because you're not going strike one consistently.
3 balls, 2 strikes. I think fans will see that when they watch the Netflix series, The Clubhouse, especially from Brian Bayo. Contact ground ball pitcher, and he got really kind of spooked last year. 3-2 is a strike on the outside corner. Change up, ring him up. Well, that's a big pitch for Kelly to keep the Red Sox where they are. So 1 down, not out of it yet, because here's Bo Bichette.
With that strikeout, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, and you have to have that mentality. You want to get dirty right here, use your movement, use your change of speeds to get the ball on the ground, especially against a guy that's very, very swing happy.
Well, he has had a great night at the plate, and really, don't you think, Lenny, you're a guy who spent your career watching hitters. This swing is one to stay away from right now.
Yeah, you have to be extremely careful. If you leave one over the middle, that's where he's going to do his damage. 2
on, 1 out. Bo Bichette is in. Kelly throws, and Bo takes a strike. That's a perfect pitch. Sweeper at the bottom of the zone, 0-1.
That was nasty. That had a lot of movement. Started right on his left knee and went right down the middle, right at the bottom of the zone. Couldn't have thrown a better pitch right there for pitch number 1.
Just what he was looking to do. 0-1. Campbell trying to keep the runner close at second. The 1-strike pitch. A little bit low. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 1-1.
When you throw a little sweeper like that starts inside, oftentimes you'll see a fastball coming out of that same tunnel, a 2-seamer that stays inside rather than the moving glove side.
1 ball, 1 strike. First and second with 1 out in this 8th inning. Kelly throws, and that's just low. Sweeper again. Danger time now. Hitters count to Bichette, 2-1.
He's being very, very careful right now, as he should.
Bo Bichette has just been fabulous in this ballpark. 2-1. Danger pitch. Here it is. And it is ripped on a line into left field. That's a base hit over the leap of Story. They're going to send the runner from third. Duran's throw is up the line, not in time. Sliding in is Straw, and it is 5-1 Blue Jays.
Little cut fastball, bottom of the zone right there. This is a guy, the great bat-to-ball skills. He's able to go and get that, especially after he saw first pitch of the at-bat right in the same location. That cutter doesn't quite have the same amount of movement. He was able to get the barrel to it.
And now Alex Cora, with a 4-run deficit, is going to save Zach Kelly's arm. He will go to Winkowski. 5-1 Blue Jays. And Wink will have to face Vladdy when we return in the 8th on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
During this call to the bullpen, your New England Ford dealers remind you that this is the perfect time to check out all their great Ford truck offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on Ford F-150, built Ford tough and smarter than ever. the legendary Super Duty, our most capable heavy-duty pickup, and the turbocharged Ranger, ready for your next adventure. Visit buyfordnow.com and see why now's the time to buy or lease your new Ford truck.
Do you suffer from projectile dysfunction? That's when there's something stuck in your drains and pipes causing a backup. It can happen to the best of us, and Drains by James can get you unclogged and feeling free again. Projectile dysfunction can be serious if not treated right away. It will impact things at home, and you'll wonder why you didn't take care of it sooner. Go to drainsbyjames.com. Drains by James. They give a poop about your pipes.
Josh Winkowski to make his 2025 debut for the Red Sox. It is 5-1 Toronto. Bo Bichette, in now 30 games at Fenway Park, has slugged .575 with 6 homers and now 28 runs driven in. Some guys in some yards, Lenny, and Bichette got him again.
Well, I think his dad met his mom right across the street at Gold's Gym.
100%.
So he feels comfortable in this stadium, in this town. Who knows if that's why?
I believe it was Don Baylor who told him, you better go back there and get her phone number. He did. Bo has hit a home run to the former site of that Gold's Gym. He has the baseball in his possession, but he loves it here. You know, Vladdy Guerrero apparently needs to pass the physical back in Toronto to sign his 14-year, $500 million extension, and Bichette is now sort of next in line.
Don't they have physicals in spring training?
Honestly.
I always did.
Now, I have to tell you, if I own the club for $500 million, I might want to take one more look.
Yeah, that's just a quick peek. You never know.
Speaking of, here is Vladdy. Josh Winkowski. 6 innings down at AAA with 9 strikeouts down there. Did not have a great year in the big leagues with the Sox in 24. Here is Vladdy, and he gets drilled. A fastball nowhere close, slipped out of his hand, and now the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Again, this is what happens when you come out of the bullpen. Oftentimes, you just don't have the feel for a baseball in this weather.
Last year with the Sox, 40 appearances, a 4.14 ERA. But Winkowski, 10 home runs in 76 innings.
And this is the guy you have to be careful with when, in regards to home runs. He has the capability for sure.
Yeah, Santander comes to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Blue Jays already leading at 5-1. Winkowski sets, he throws, and a chopper foul on the first base side. It is 0-1.
Alex mentioned in the pregame show, Winkowski is typically an east-west guy. Now he's working, trying to mix in a little more north-south into his repertoire as well.
They have tweaked his arsenal so often. He's been a starter, he's been a reliever, the 0-1, down and in, a changeup. And it is 1-1. And Cora said, just be you. Get outs and you'll hang around for a while. Do not try to do too much.
And he's got the stuff to go out there and compete the big league level in any role, really. You know, he's got a good power fastball. He has movement. When he locates his changeup effectively, it's a swing and miss pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike. Loaded up for the Jays. The pitch is ripped on the ground towards second. Nice gloving stop by Campbell. He spins and throws to first in time to make the play. Coming home to score is Heineman. It is 6-1 Toronto, but Campbell showing really impressive range tonight at second.
That was similar to the play where he threw it wide right. He had a little bit more time there, was able to set his feet, gather himself, and make that good throw to first base.
He just has not played a lot there, so you would imagine he needs time to develop sort of that muscle memory, the internal clock.
Exactly. The more reps he gets.
Here's the terrifying George Springer, grounds the first pitch to his former teammate Bregman. He backhands and throws right on the money to first in time. The inning is over, but 2 more in for the Jays. Sweet Caroline, not so sweet tonight. Bottom 8 next. 6-1 Jays in the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Radio Network.
Town Fair Tire is New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
With all the money you can save on gas when you use the Club Citgo Rewards app, you're good to go. But good to go where? Good to go fly first class?
Hot towel.
Cool. Good to go to the opera. Good to sit ringside at a boxing match. Good to go salsa dancing? Tap dancing? Or polka dancing? Download Citgo's money-saving Club Citgo app today. The easiest way to save money on fuel. Now you're good to go.
You're listening to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now back to the play-by-play action.
The Blue Jays are going to go to their bullpen. One more time, another lefty, Mason Fluharty, F-L-U-H-R-T-Y. And you'll see Raffi as the Sox trail by 5 going to the bottom of the 8th inning. A frustrating defensive night. Errors at third and second. 2 more cracks at the plate. Starts with Devers, Bregman, and then Ref Snyder here in this 8th inning. Raffi takes outside a fastball, and it is 1-0.
His last at-bat in the 6th inning put a good swing on it. Nice line drive into right center field. See if you can put that same swing on something right here.
Fluharty's ready. He throws, and Raffi takes a ball outside. The pronunciation guide for the Blue Jays. This guy, F-L-U-H-A-R-T-Y. It says flu, like a bird flew, and then dash Hardy, like Hardy Boys.
Okay.
Fluharty.
Do DiNardo in Boston.
2-0 is fouled off on the third base side. Let's see. D-A-H-N-A-H-D-O-H.
Da, na, do.
Lenny's pretty easy.
Lendog.
Donato. The 2-1. Raffi rips one on the ground to short. It is backhanded awkwardly by Bichette. Plants and throws wide of the bag at first, and Devers will be saved. I mean, Bo Bichette can get tied up there at shortstop. He's made so many errors in his career. He had a lot more time than he thought there. That was a rocket by Devers, and he's aboard to begin the 8th.
We can see he was on his heels on that play. He kind of caught it, went onto his heels, and was off balance throwing it.
Kind of stabbed at it, too.
It almost looks like it broke away from him. He had to stab, like you said, just at the last second.
I think they have to score that an error. We'll see. They do. And here's Bregman. Maybe the door cracks open for the Sox. Bregman takes a strike on the inside corner. I mean, truthfully, Alex's defensive miscue, the biggest play of this game.
In the past 2 games, we've seen this Blue Jays team take advantage of every mistake that the Red Sox has made. It's their turn right now.
No doubt about that. The 0-1 to Bregman is inside, almost hit him. Taken for a ball, and it's 1-1.
If there's any sort of mistake, you have to be able to go out there and take advantage of it, especially in a situation right now where you're running out of time.
You need base runners. There's a huge hole on the right side of the infield to pitch. He is a strike, a sweeper. And it is now 1-2. Look, we know that Bregman's got such a great Fenway swing. He's pull happy. He launches balls here. But this is not necessarily the time to think about only going deep to left.
Don't be afraid to cut down the swing, drive it the other way behind the runner.
I mean, really, there's the Grand Canyon on the right side. The 1-2 is grounded foul on the third base side. Now that was a cutter in on the hands. That's more pitch than plan, and it stays 1-2.
That's really all you can do with that pitch, right? Facing Gary Sheffield, because he had the quickest hands in the league. Every time I would face him, I'm throwing him 8 inches off the plate inside, hoping he fouls 2 off, and then just say a prayer after that.
I don't blame you. 1-2 with Devers at first, leading off the 8-6-1 Blue Jays. Pitch, Bregman takes strike 3 on the outside corner. Maybe a little bit off, but he is rung up. And there's one away on the Subaru of New England scoreboard. Yankees fell earlier today in Detroit. Final score there was 5-0. That was a Tarek Skubal start. Twins and Royals tied at 1 in the 5th. The Rays have scored 3 to lead the Angels 3-2 after 7. Rob Refsnyder into the right-handed batter's box. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. What was it like standing on a mound as Gary would waggle and point the barrel of the bat right at you?
To be honest, I tried not to look at him or any other player. You just kind of concentrate on the glove, and honestly, the mentality is to go through the glove. If you think too much about around the glove, then you start to lose focus.
1 on, 1 out. Refsnyder drives one foul down the right field line. I mean, I would not have looked at Sheffield either, because it seems to me that in his era, he was probably about the scariest right-handed hitter other than the Blue Jays first baseman's dad.
Yeah, that's the only guy right there. I mean, because you could throw a ball anywhere and he could get to it. Right? And Sheffield, he's another example that the quickest hands, he could get to anything inside.
0-2 to Ref is a ground ball to third, could be 2 to second for 1. Relay to first is in time. Double play, and the inning is over. The Red Sox do not cash in the error. We go to the 9th inning, 6-1. Jays lead at Fenway on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those 3 listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Whether you're headed to Fenway, the beach, the mountains, or just cruising around Boston, it's always better in a Ford SUV. Like Ford Explorer, our most popular model with seating for 7. And check out Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport, both equipped with GOAT modes to handle any kind of terrain you run into. Check out our whole family of award-winning SUVs at your New England Ford dealers. Proud partner of the Boston Red Sox.
As your warm weather fun gets into full swing, Shaw's and Star Market are saving you time and money. Just download the Shaw's Deals and Delivery app to do your grocery shopping online. Right now, you'll save $30 off your first online order over $75. That's right. Use the code SAVE30 and enjoy $30 off your first order. Plus, get free curbside pickup or delivery right to your door, ready in as soon as 30 minutes. Shaw's and Star Market. Save time, shop online.
Now back to #1 fan, the search for the top Sox diehard.
I have a tattoo of every Sox logo since 1908. Want to see?
I know every batter's walk-up song.
My husband proposed, and then a foul ball broke my nose. It was perfect.
Sound familiar? Enter MassMutual's Grand Slam giveaway for a shot at tickets and signed gear. For rules and entry, visit massmutual.com/Red Sox. No purchase necessary. 50 U.S. and D.C. 18 plus ends 5 p.m. Eastern on 9/30. Grand prize entry period through 7/31/2025.
The Greg Hill Show. Weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Josh Winkowski continues in the game as we go to the top of the 9th. It is the Tundra here at Fenway. First pitch to Ernie Clement, a foul ball and a cutter. And it is 0-1. Look, it's the big leagues, Lenny. It sounds homerish to say this, but the conditions to me are the true story of these 2 days. The 0-1 is a little low. Now, the Blue Jays have handled him. Barrios was really good at it last night. The Jays have gotten big hits from Springer, so it's not trying to make excuses, but these are such hard games to play for the Red Sox. The 1-1 is a strike on the outside corner.
It's really a battle of who's going to make the least amount of mistakes, and if a team makes a mistake, are you going to take advantage of it? And I feel like that's the story of the last 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hamilton pickoff last night, the Bregman error tonight. 1-2 is in the dirt. Sable, the catcher. Tomorrow, Tanner Houck, what an important start that is for him. I mean, it starts tomorrow at 6:45. Kevin Gossman, who's been great against the Red Sox. It feels like a critical outing for Tanner Houck.
Yeah, coming off an all-star season, struggling a little bit in spring training, trying to find his footing right now currently.
Here's a high fly foul down the left field line that'll make the seats.
He's a guy that's got a good fastball, but he uses his sweeper so much. He uses the movement, and it's kind of the Andrew Bailey effect, right? There's not as many fastballs from these pitchers on the Red Sox. You're trying to use the movement and the location of these pitches to be effective in certain counts more than others.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Leading off the top of the ninth, Clement 1 for 4. He chops it foul on the third base side.
Winkowski's another example. He's got a fastball that can get up to 95, 96 miles an hour, but you're seeing a lot of changeups, a lot of cutters, 89 to 91.
It's a delicate balance, Lenny, and I think both Bayo and Houck benefited last year from later in the year actually showing the 4-seam fastball more. The 2-2 is swung on and missed. He got him with a good changeup. And there's one away. You have to show it to make the hitter fear it a little bit.
Exactly. You know, it's like if you want to be successful inside, you have to show away. Same thing with a fastball and a breaking ball. If you want them to be off your breaking ball, you have to show them that you have heat either before it or on the other side of it.
You've always got heat on the other side of it, Lenny. 1 down. Here's Andres Jimenez. Here comes Winkowski. Pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner. This guy can pick it. Jimenez, 3 straight Gold Gloves with the New York Mets and Cleveland Guardians at second base. Tremendous, tremendous player. Here's the 0-1. Kind of a gamer for the Blue Jays. That one misses high, and it's 1-1.
I mean, you can count on one hand how many fastballs Winkowski's thrown in this outing so far. A lot of changeups, a lot of cutters.
1-1 is low and outside. I'll never forget the play that this dude made in the championship series against the New York Yankees. It was one of the great defensive plays by a second baseman I'd ever seen in that remarkable game where the Guardians came back and hit the home runs to tie the game. From Noel, the 2-1, to Jimenez down and in, 3-1 with a cutter.
To have a player as sure-handed as Jimenez year in and year out, it just makes the pitching staff that much more comfortable to be able to go out and pitch their game, pitch to contact, not trying to strike everybody out. It's the consistency that you're looking for.
3-1 from Winkowski. Here's the pitch, and it is lined into left field. It'll hang up for Duran. He reaches up, not shoulder high, to make the play. And the 2 are down. The attendance tonight, we just found out on the video board, 25,575. Brought to you by Crispy Crunchy Chicken. If you're craving some crunch, get fresh hand-breaded chicken tenders or a crispy chicken sandwich spiced just right here in the ballpark. Here's Miles Straw with 2 down. The pitch. Strike on the inside corner.
Do you think the mustache that Winkowski is sporting keeps him just a little bit warmer?
It really makes him look like he's ready for the Battle of Bull Run to me.
I've tried so many times to sport that.
It would take me a year to do that. The 0-1 pitch is chopped foul at his feet, and it's 0-2.
Usually when I have a beard for some time in the off season, I'll shave everything but the mustache, and I won't say anything. I'll just walk into my living room like there's nothing to be seen here. Kids look at me like, who's this guy?
Who let the stalker in our living room?
My daughter is just like, ew. He can pull it off, though.
From the mouths of babes, the 0-2 pitch is high in the air down the right field line, drifting toward the seats and out of play. And it'll stay 0-2. I didn't know you did the off-season beard.
Yeah, I try to. Yeah, it's all gray now, unfortunately, but...
How long does it take? 2-3 days?
Oh, no. Couple weeks, I can get a decent beard. Yeah.
Just watch the spectacular play by Jimenez in that ALCS. Josh Naylor did an amazing job stretching to glove it, too. Here's a ground ball to second. Campbell Campbell throws just in time to get Straw. He laid back on that, did Campbell, but had enough in the cannon to make the play.
That's another thing they're going to talk to the rookie about. If it's a slow hop like that, you got to come and get it to cut down that runner earlier.
No doubt about it. It worked out okay. The Red Sox need a big-time rally. 6-1, bottom 9 next. On the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
I'm Jordan Robinson, host of the new podcast, The Women's Hoop Show. Each episode, I'll be joined by a rotating group of women's basketball experts to talk WNBA, college hoops, the new Unrivaled League, and the shifting landscape of the sport. The game is growing, and so are we. Listen to and follow The Women's Hoop Show and Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Grill it, fry it, or bake it. Tender boneless chicken now on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Hey, it's Joe. Today through Thursday, pick up value pack all-natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast or thighs for just $2.47 a pound when you use the digital coupon Limit 2. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals and earn points on every purchase. Short on time? Order ahead for free curbside pickup or get delivery. Hurry in and save on boneless chicken. Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Jacob Barnes is on for the Blue Jays, trying to get their last 3 outs. They lead 6-1 at Fenway, trying to win for the second straight night. It's been an odd couple of games after all the momentum coming out of the Cardinals' sweep. Offensive energy, great defense, but Red Sox have made some missteps in the first 2 of this series. Need a big time rally, and it'll have to start with Trevor Story here. The Blue Jays would launch themselves, not that it matters that much, but they'd be in first place in the American League East with a win tonight at 7-5. Sox 6-6 unless they have a miracle comeback here in the ninth. The pitch to Story is outside, fastball, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, running out of room right here. You're looking for Story to get a good pitch to hit. Just get on base and let the offense kind of just trade places with him on the bags.
Well, Lenny, tomorrow I'm looking forward to something with you for the very first time as Story drives one high and foul down the right field line behind the tarp. Springer watches it get into the seats, and it's 1-1. And that is doing our first game not in a fishbowl. The window is going to be up tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it too. Absolutely. What is the weather looking like tomorrow?
I think it's supposed to be in the 50s.
Oh, I'll take it.
At least the high 40s and dry.
That's going to be a blast.
You may have a little chaos in our booth. There might be a couple little rugrats between us for a couple innings tomorrow.
Perfect. More the merrier. Put a mic on them.
See if you can. You do not want to do that. Trust me. They'll do the whole game. 1-1 to Trevor Story. The pitch is ripped up the middle into center field. A base hit. Good way to start the ninth for Story. He's got his second knock, and the Red Sox have the leadoff man aboard.
It's a great piece of hitting right there. Just getting the barrel to the ball, not trying to swing for the fences, hitting it where it's pitched, going down to get it a little bit too.
Here comes Christian Campbell. I know you experienced this as a dad, Lenny, where mine are now at the age where they are so into it. They want to know what happened in games. They ask me who got the hits, who hit homers, whether we won. That's the first question I get every single morning. Here's Campbell. Story at first. The pitch is a little bit low. This morning, I woke up and told him we'd lost 6-1, and he said, well, was it a run that scored from third base, or did somebody hit a homer and get to put the Wally mask on?
It's yeah, I like the baseball IQ at such a young age, too.
They're sort of born into it. The 1-0 pitch misses outside, and it's 2-0.
My 10-year-old's like that. I mean, he physically gets upset when I say the Red Sox lose. He's like, dang it.
I know. You know,
he's a New Englander now, right?
That's great. The truth of the matter is, you know, one of the great things about this Netflix series that launched last night is it shows the sacrifices made by everyone's family. And it applies to the players, the clubhouse folks, the coaches, the manager. everybody involved. The 2-0 is on the ground foul outside of third, but it involves us too. And what's fun about that is that they go through so much during the season. So now they're starting to be at the age where, I mean, they know I'm gone. They hate that, but they can benefit from it. And so I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, with your job especially, you're not at home a lot during the baseball season. It's nice that you can bring them to the ballpark.
And I'm looking forward to showing them Christian Campbell, who lines one up the middle into center field. That's a base hit. So the Red Sox have 2 on with nobody out. Another great swing from Campbell.
Taking what's given to you station to station. This is what you need to develop a little bit of a rally right there. Get on base, keep trading places. It's the only way it's going to happen.
Yes, when he is dialed in, Campbell, that is so sweet. You know, we heard about the moving parts in his swing, Lenny. It's different, but it's like all great hitters. The foot gets down and the barrel stays in the zone a long time.
At first, when I saw his swing, I felt like it was a little bit long. It's a big swing, and I'm thinking they're going to get inside against him originally, or eventually, I should say. But he's able to get the barrels to the ball.
Here's Romey, who takes a ball outside. I'm sure the Blue Jays are starting to think about getting high leverage relievers up in their bullpen. The Red Sox unfortunately burned Abreu as a pinch hitter. That was back in the 7th inning. So Blake Sabol is on deck. The 1-0 is a soft ground ball back to the mound. To second in time. Caught there. Throw to first. In time double play. That was not a good throw by Barnes, but it got the job done, and the rally fizzles. 2 down with Story at third.
Worst possible scenario right there. Getting a ground ball right into a tailor-made situation.
Sort of short-armed it, did Barnes, but got away with it. And here is Blake Sabol, his first Red Sox AB. Six to 1 Blue Jays. Left-handed batter against Barnes. Strike on the inside corner. Sabol is 27 years old. He's played in 121 Major League games, a .243 hitter, 13 homers and 45 driven in. 0-1. The pitch is way outside. Stay tuned for the Nissan post-game show. You deserve a car that thrills you. Nissan's got an exciting full line. Aliso Viejo in California. This young man, Blake Sabol, 1-1. Here's the pitch, and it's low in the dirt. Cutter, and it's 2-1.
Looking at his scouting report, I found it interesting that he's projected as a better outfielder than a catcher.
I mean, he's sort of got that body type. He's big for a guy who's behind the dish, 6'4", 240.
He really is. You don't see that quite as often these days.
Almost like a Matt Wieters build, 2-1. Here's the set and the pitch. And Sabol swings and misses, fooled badly by a cutter in under. And the Red Sox are down to their final strike. Throwing error by Bregman turned this whole game in the 6th inning. Crochet was good for 5, and then in the 6th gave up a home run to Springer, and the defense fell apart after that.
You know, he gave the team a chance to win. If you take away that one error, the Red Sox are in this game. They have a lot more opportunities to go out there and score runs.
2-2. Story at third with 2 down in the 9th. The pitch is low. Slider, and the count is full.
Crochet definitely didn't have his best stuff. You know, there's definitely a difference between his last outing where he went 8 innings.
You'd have to figure the element's a big part of that. 3-2 to Sabol. The pitch is strike 3 call right there. Ball game over. The Blue Jays have won 2 straight here at Fenway. 6-1. Toronto wins it. And the Red Sox look for better from Tanner Houck tomorrow. 6-1 the final Nissan postgame show next on the Shaw's at Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and my show, The Lazy Genius Podcast, helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't, and you get to decide what matters. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes of the Lazy Genius Podcast are full of compassionate time management tips and permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday. Follow and listen to the Lazy Genius podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Sitting in the driver's seat of the all-new Nissan Kicks is like the best seat in the house. You're in the action. And with the all-new Nissan Kicks all-wheel drive, you can go find the best views. And with the 10-speaker Bose Personal Plus audio system, you can hear everything. Your new wheels await. Reimagine your ride with the reimagined all-new Nissan Kicks.
Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles with starting manufacturer-suggested retail price under $30,000. Available on Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer-suggested retail price, MSRP, for base models. MSRP excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. This is the Nissan postgame show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
A tough night for the Sox. Frigid conditions. The Blue Jays win 6-1 here at Fenway Park. Sox need to win the last 2 to split this 4-game series. 6 runs, 9 hits, an error, and 10 left for the Jays. 1, 8, 2, and 7 for the Red Sox. It was quick. 2 hours and 46 minutes in front of 25,575. Lucas, the winner. Crochet, the loser. He was good. Really just made the one mistake to George Springer. You're listening to the Nissan post-game show. You deserve a car that thrills you. And Nissan's got an exciting full line to put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today. 6-1, Blue Jays win it. Christian Arcan's got the Nissan postgame show and more right after this. For Doug Lane and Joe Braverman, along with Lenny Donardo, Will Fleming saying so long from Fenway Park. 6-1 Jays, right here on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sitting in the driver's seat of the all-new Nissan Kicks is like the best seat in the house. You're in the action. And with the all-new Nissan Kicks all-wheel drive, you can go find the best views. And with the 10-speaker Bose Personal Plus audio system, you can hear everything. Your new wheels await. Reimagine your ride with the reimagined all-new Nissan Kicks.
Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles with starting manufacturer-suggested retail price under $30,000. Available on Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer-suggested retail price, MSRP, for base models. MSRP excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
You're listening to the Nissan postgame show. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that will put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com. I'm Christian Arcand on a legitimately freezing cold night at Fenway Park. The Red Sox come up short once again, falling to the Blue Jays by a score of 6-1. This one was a pitcher's duel for most of the game, despite Garrett Crochet getting into some early trouble in this one with a 30-pitch first inning. Was able to get off the hook a couple of times, but then in the fourth inning, a home run from George Springer and a series of errors from the Red Sox infielders led to this one getting out of hand, and the Red Sox offense unable to get back into it. Easton Lucas picked up the win. Crochet, the first loss of the season for him. We'll get into that and more in Red Sox Review here in just a moment. But first, the Arbella Insurance Foundation is dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Tonight, Red Sox pitchers had 8 strikeouts, and that means another $400 to the Jimmy Fund to help strike out cancer. Arbella, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. For every home run, the 4-bagger that the Red Sox hit this season, the Red Sox Radio Network will donate $40 to Cars for Kids. We're making our donation. You should too. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go to carsforkids.com to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K. Still to come here on the Nissan Postgame Show, we'll take our look around Major League Baseball and we'll have our play of the game. That's all next right here on the Nissan Post-Game Show. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that will put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today.
Some people follow the rules, I break them. I'm Saraya, and on Rule Breakers, we talk to the rebels who do things their way. Listen to Rule Breakers with Saraya on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Grill it, fry it, or bake it. Tender boneless chicken now on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Hey, it's Lou. Today through Thursday, you can pick up Value Pack all-natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breasts or thighs for just $2.47 a pound. When you use the digital coupon, you're limited to 2. When you shop with Shaw's app, you get amazing deals. You earn points on every purchase. Short on time? Order ahead. Free curbside pickup or get delivery. Hurry in and save on boneless chicken. Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous...
To the Nissan post-game show, I'm Christian Arcan. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that will put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com. Tough night for the good guys. Red Sox fall to the Blue Jays by a final score of 6-1. Sox held to just 8 hits in this one. They did commit a pair of errors in the 4th inning, which led to the big run explosion there for Toronto and put this game out of reach. Red Sox, for the second straight night, trouble with runners on base. They go 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They were 1 for 11 last night. They stranded 7 runners, and that has been a problem for them in these last 2 games for sure. Red Sox now fall to 6-6 with the loss. They're 3-2 at Fenway Park. The Blue Jays improved to 7-5. They are 2-3 away from the Rogers Center. That takes us to our play of the game, the McFarland Energy play of the game tonight. And who else? George Springer with a solo home run.
One out in this 6th inning. No score. The 1-1 is high in the air into left center field. Does it have enough? It's back at the track at the wall, and it is way out of here. Wow, George Springer lifts off to dead center left of the flagpole, and it is 1-0 Toronto.
Springer off to a torrid start and not letting up on the Red Sox at all. After going 4 for 4 last night, he goes 2 for 4 in this one with the home run you just heard right there. He also walked and scored a run, of course, when he crossed home plate. His batting average on the season, .459. His slugging percentage, .730. A very, very hot start for Mr. Springer, much to the dismay of Garrett Crochet and the Red Sox. Time now. Oh, by the way, upgrade your air conditioning system before the summer rush at McFarlandEnergy.com. It's time now for the Subaru of New England scoreboard as we take our look around the majors. Some finals to tell you about already. It was the Nationals scoring an 8-2 win over the Dodgers. James Wood, not James Woods, but James Wood had 2 home runs in this one to give the Dodgers their 4th loss on the season. Paul Skeens earned his first loss of the year, getting outdueled by Sonny Gray as the Cardinals beat the Pirates by a final of 5-3. The Mets doubled up the Marlins 10-5. The Guardians beat the White Sox on a walk-off walk in the 9th inning. The Tigers blanked the Yankees 5-0. In progress right now, it is the Angels and the Rays. They're knotted up at 3 runs apiece in the top of the 9th inning down at George Steinbrenner Field. The Braves enjoying a 6-5 lead over the Phillies. They're in the top of the 8th inning in Atlanta. Bottom 7 in Kansas City. Twins and the Royals tied up at 1-1. The Cubs with a 6-5 lead over the Rangers. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Cubbies have 2 runners on as they try and extend their lead. Heading into the bottom of the 4th inning in Denver, the Rockies trail the Brewers by a score of 4-1. Just underway in Arizona are the Orioles and the Diamondbacks. They are scoreless. Top first in Seattle. No score between the Astros and Mariners, and the Giants and Reds just got underway as well. There's no score there in San Francisco. Still to come tonight, a 10:05 start time in in Sacramento, not Oakland anymore, between the A's and the Padres. Dylan Cease on the mound for San Diego. Jeffrey Springs will be on the mound for the A's. The Subaru of New England all-wheel drive-away is going on right now. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Once again, your final score here at Fenway Park, the Red Sox fall to the Blue Jays by a final score of 6-1. Want to say thanks to the guys who got this game on the air tonight, our executive producer, Joe Braverman, and our engineer on site, Doug Lane. For Lenny DiNardo and Will Fleming, I'm Christian Arcan. Stick around on our flagship station, WEEI, Red Sox Review. You can call in and vent about this game if you were there. Something to do to maybe warm up a little bit if you want to chat and call in. Talk about Crochet's start and the Blue Jays, who so far have solved the Red Sox in 2 games at Fenway here in the first 2 games of this 4-game series. That's all coming up on Red Sox Review. And don't forget to turn into the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show tomorrow at 5:45. Talk to Mass Mutual today and feel comfortable about tomorrow. You've been listening to the Nissan postgame show. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that will put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today. Once again, your final score, the Blue Jays 6, the Red Sox 1. I'm Christian Arcan. Everybody have a good night.
You have been listening to the Nissan postgame show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. You have been listening to Red Sox Baseball. on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. There's a lot to love about the trusted 2025 Subaru Forester. Find yours at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
Swing and a miss. He got him.
Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
And it's gone!
Buy cars for kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks. Official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Long gone into the monster seats.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Swing and a miss. He got him!
DigSafe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. CCLCO.com.
Way back! Grand slam!
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. C&S Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. The Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners, Boston's premier retirement planning specialist.
This ball is crushed and it is gone.
Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Grand slam, home run.
McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Northern Bank, your partner for growth. And by Verizon Wireless, the network Boston relies on.
At the wall, gone!
This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico. This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico. This is Red Sox Review, and it starts right now. Here's your host, Christian Arcand.